Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Meme of the Month. We're back after a little bit of a summer break, or fall break, I guess. Life got in the way, but we are back again, and tonight we have a very fun murder mystery, but we're going to jump right into it with introducing our players. So, Joseph, you want to kick it off?
Yes, I'm Joseph. I've been on Meme of the Month a couple times now. You can find me on the Redacted Reports typically. And today I'll be playing Fred, a stay-at-home dad, bringing his daughter to this mystery mansion.
Excellent. And next up,
Hello, I'm Rebecca.
yay!
Bomb Clancy or Mimic for Hire on the internet, depending on where you find me. And I also can be found anywhere on social media, St. Pete by Night, doing storytelling over there and some vampire goodness. Oh, everything is there for the last 2 years. And tonight I will be playing Clover Channing, a photographer for the school yearbook.
Hi, I'm Cheryl, she, they. I mostly lurk around Quest and Chaos and can be found over there doing silly things. And today I will be playing Alexis Reynolds, who is an up and coming influencer who reviews spooky things.
Awesome. I am Danny. You can usually find me here on the Majestic Goose Network or all over the internet as Danielle Lenoir. And tonight I'm going to be playing Sarah Jane Sparks, an overachiever who is not at all surprised that she got her ticket to this thing by winning an essay contest.
Hey, hi, I'm Deanna Smith. I've been on Meme of the Month once before in the Mothman episode with Joseph that Danny ran. That was a lot of fun. And so my second ever appearance is going to be GMing a murder mystery, which I'm very excited about. It should be a good time. Most of the time you can find me on Ink and Liar. Danny and I together we're currently on winter break from Chromatic Academy, where we play kids on brooms at wizarding school. I play a nerdy little dryad there. It's a good time. Otherwise, you can find me at Heloity on most things. In the chat, you can see me with there's a little goose holding a cup of tea there in the emotes. That's how you spell Heloity. Otherwise, yeah, I think that's the best place to find me. Is there any other information that I should throw at them, Danny, or am I introduced
I
thoroughly?
think you are introduced. All right.
All right, should I get us started? Is
Yes,
everybody good to go?
absolutely.
All right, let me get into the zone here. Let me get the spookies going. All right. So, the first thing that you need to know is that Agnes Clancy was dead to begin with. It's been about 4 weeks since her obituary appeared without too much fanfare in the Plain Point newspaper, and then was repeated with enormous fanfare in a multitude of news sources. National and international, world-renowned murder mystery novelist bites the dust. And she was 93, so it's not like her passing was surprising. Oh my goodness, a 93-year-old reaches the end. But the woman was so reclusive that it's kind of a revelation to learn anything about her at all. In any case, it's been 4 weeks. It is November 18th of 2023, and it is a dark and stormy night. Well, afternoon. It's like 4 in the afternoon, but the clouds hang so low and so dark in the sky that it might as well be night. Clancy Hill, and yes, she does have her own hill on top of which sits Clancy Manor. It looms over the small town of Plainport. There is only one road up that hill, winding up switchbacks lit only by staggered faux antique street lamps. The wind is howling and whipping the heavy branches of the evergreen forest that crowds up alongside the road. It's very atmospheric, very gothic novel. You guys are maybe not having quite the luxurious time you might have anticipated, depending on how much you paid for your ticket. There are people here who paid an exorbitant price to be among the very first, lucky 100, who are the first to visit the Clancy Manor after her passing, considering that it's been closed to the public for so long. But those who paid quite a lot are sitting, shivering, shoulder to shoulder with those who won essay contests, or those who were dragged along by people who are significantly more excited about the experience than they might personally be. There's about 100 of you, give or take, who are all on this long tram that's winding up the hill. a little intercom system rigged up so that all of you can hear the tinny little voice of your tour guide, Maggie, who's currently explaining that in 1956, Agnes Clancy put Plainport on the map when she published the first of her Detective Dupin mystery novels. Blah, 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 blah. And as we are making our way up the hill, some of you might be sitting shoulder to shoulder with people you know or shoulder to shoulder with complete strangers. So I'd like to take the opportunity here in the shivering cold on our way up to the manor to get to know who we are hanging out with this evening. We are playing with the Kids on Bikes system, which is super fun and has a built-in how do you know each other little game. So we're going to be doing a little bit of rolling here in a moment. But I'm going to start by rolling to see who I'm going to talk to first. All right. Alexis Reynolds. Can I begin by asking you to describe yourself and how you got to be here today?
Yeah, very stereotypical teen plastic, like bleach blonde hair. The makeup has been done perfectly. She tends to like buy above market for what her parents actually get in. So it's like really cute top and skirt, but like the shoes maybe aren't right on point. And yeah, she's shivering in like a sweater that is definitely too thin to be in the weather that she's in, and trying to manage so that like the moisture doesn't ruin anything on her person.
Absolutely. You might have expected, did your parents buy this ticket for you or did you pay up for
Absolutely.
it? You know, you're probably a little bit disappointed based on the price that you had to pay to be here. It seems like
Mhm.
they focused a lot more on getting people into that house as quickly as possible rather than like an actual like luxury experience.
Mhm.
Based on what you know about the other people's characters just at this moment, do you think that there's anyone that your character already knows or do you want to roll to see?
I think like if we're probably all three of us are around the same age. I think I'm a little older than both of them, so potentially like tangentially from being at school together or something. Yeah. Uh,
So I have then go ahead and roll me a d4 very quickly to see who I'm going to ask you about.
3.
3? Okay, so I'm going to ask you to roll a d20 to follow that up.
9.
9? All right, you happen to know Clover Channing. And what is the kindest thing that Clover Channing has ever done for you?
Oh my gosh. Vapid, vapid, vapid. I think there was one time, so I know that I've seen Clover taking pictures around school and things. Um, and like Clover has a good eye for things. And I think there was a time maybe where I was having trouble getting like the perfect shot, and Clover came over and helped like adjust and make it like just elevate it that much further.
That's lovely. That's perfect. All right. Is there anything that Alexis is getting up to on the tram ride before I ask Miss Clover to introduce herself?
Oh, I think like we're doing the selfies, right? Like trying to get a good one to post before we do the live stream once we get to the manor. Yeah.
I will say, Alexis, you are finding the farther that you get up this hill, the little bars of your cell connection are starting to waver downwards one by one. You think if you want to post before you get there, you got to start posting now.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll do some preliminary posts and then do like BRB, you know. we
We'll
might
broadcast
not. We'll
later.
see. Yeah. I'll do a review if I can't live stream.
All right, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, Clover, since you are apparently someone who has assisted a great deal in making sure those Instagram shots are perfect, may I ask, would you describe yourself and tell us how you got here today?
Oh, yeah. So Clover is probably average height for a high schooler, probably like 5'5", 5'6". And so she is definitely like part of the very intentional and specific with the yearbook and making sure that people look good. But she's got like purple hair, a little alternative. She's definitely like a 10 in the yearbook like nerd group, but she's probably like where the popular kids are, maybe like a 5.
Okay.
She's
Not
she's
everyone's cup of tea, but some
no. But she knows her own angles, and so she's perfected a selfie, so she knows how to make herself look good, and therefore she knows how to make other people look good, maybe. And and how did she get here tonight?
Yeah, did she buy a ticket? Did she win a contest? Is she hitching a ride with somebody else?
I think that oftentimes when there's things that happen in a local community, they'll like extend a few tickets to the school. And I think that where school leadership might have been concerned, or the yearbook, they might have had a page of like what we do when we're not in school. And so she was able to work her way into getting a ticket, not because she necessarily cares about history or is really smart academically, but she wanted to be there so she could get information and like really get those good photos. Report back.
Perfect. Do you feel like out of Sarah, Fred, and Velma, do you think you're likely to know any of those 3, or Clover's likely to know any of those 3?
Yeah, so with them, I mean, she's seen Alexis around. She's upperclassman to her, so she would totally, want to make her feel and look good, and what have you. With Velma, she probably might have volunteered. Maybe she gave oversight if they were also involved in anything academically. She might have been on the sidelines, taking photos at a sporting event if she was into that, or volunteering maybe. Not for the altruistic portion of it, but to get photos to say that she was there, or that, high schoolers are doing, getting those hours in, for community service.
Getting full credit. Would you roll me a D4 and then roll me a D20?
Okay, so I rolled a 4 on the D4.
Great.
And the D20. Hey, 19.
19. What do you do to intentionally annoy Sarah?
I would probably ask her about deadlines or things like if she could photograph it, because she's all about consent with photographs, but also she has needs. Like this yearbook is very important to her, and she's going to win like national level awards for it because of her layout, and her design choices are just like that. But she needs the students to really be as engaged and dedicated, and that requires photographs. So that's what she would probably annoy her about. Just be like, I need photos of this. Like if you're doing things, I need photos.
Stop being so shy about everything. Come on, Sarah.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Sarah, would you please describe what you look like, what you're up to on the tram? And you said that you got here by winning an essay contest, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So Sarah is a little bit on the short side for a 16-year-old. She's got long dark hair that she's got pulled back in a braid. She's wearing nothing too fancy, jeans and a t-shirt with a sweater over top zipped up, and she's got her backpack with her, and she's probably reading one of the Agnes Clancy mystery novels on the way up, just trying to figure out if there's something that she should be paying attention to. And she did win her ticket by writing an essay about the influence of mid-century mystery novelists on the modern true crime podcast trends.
And how many pages long was it?
The original draft was 23 pages, but she was able to get it down to 10 for the contest, and even that was 5 pages longer than they wanted.
Would you roll me a D4 and a D20, please, Sarah?
Yes. The 4 is a 2.
2.
And the 20 is a 20.
It's a 20.
I'm very sad I wasted that early on.
So you rolled a negative relationship with Fred Jones, who is a middle-aged man. And the question I'm going to ask you could have a lot of weight behind it. So I am interested to see how this went down.
All right.
How did Fred Jones betray you the last time you confided in him?
Oh no.
Oh, he absolutely ratted me out to my parents. I think I was babysitting Velma, his daughter, and what would I have done?
What did your little nerd do that could get you ratted out?
Right? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh, I think she probably was, I think she was feeling really hungry and got into the pantry and, she did what one of my babysitters did when I was a kid. And she ate an entire block of cheese. Like the whole block of cheese. She was bored. She was hungry. And she got into the fridge and just ate the entire block of cheese. It wasn't just a normal cheddar though. It was one of those like fancy aged cheddars, the ones that are like super expensive. And it was really good cheese, but she ate the entire block of cheese and he told her parents, and she had to basically take all the money he had paid her for babysitting and spend it buying replacement cheese.
Now, Fred, did you tell her parents because
cheap
you were
babysitting.
angry with her, because you were concerned about her? What was your goal here?
I think it was a kind of
What is
if I let it slide with this, who knows where it could go. So I need to stop this right now and like make sure that gets like anything that's untoward, or like if she's gonna steal cheese from me and I say nothing, what's she gonna steal next time?
All right, Fred Jones, could you describe, I have to say your full name every time, I'm so sorry. Could you describe not just yourself, but the 12-year-old who is sitting next to you with their hands over the railing looking out of the trees as they blow past your tram?
So Fred is a middle-aged man who is on this trip because his daughter Velma is very into Agnes Clancy, mystery novelist. Fred has very, very blonde hair. He's got like a big white sweater on. And his daughter is 12 years old. She's got red hair. Fred bought the tickets because Velma was so interested. Fred was a little worried about sending his daughter by herself to a large mansion unaccompanied, so that is why Fred's here. Fred has maybe read one of the popular novels, or is familiar with the plot of maybe the most popular novel of Agnes Clancy, but that's about it.
Yeah, I think honestly, with what we know about Fred, you think maybe these books might be a little bit mature for your daughter? Like you're proud of her, like her reading level?
That's also part of it too. I think it's like all humor, like I'm just trying to like humor her, I think. But he's also like, part of him is like worried that this is a little bit too much. It's kind of the same vibe as like parents that wouldn't let their kids read Harry Potter.
For the witchcrafts?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, learning so much about Fred. All right, Fred. I'm going to ask you, you are our last victim here. I'm going to ask you to roll I'm going to ask you to roll 2d4 and a d4.
Oh boy.
So 1d4
Okay.
at a time.
All right. First d4 is a 3.
Okay. Perfect.
The next d4 now?
Yes.
Okay. And a 2.
Okay, great. Everybody loves Alexis. You have a positive relationship with Alexis. Roll me a d20 to see why it's so good.
That is a 6.
6? Oh, what role did Alexis play in the best day of your life?
Oh my gosh.
One of these teens does not like you, and one of these teens you adore.
Like, when I can't get Alexis as a babysitter, it is a bad day.
Ah.
I am a
Yeah.
great babysitter.
Yeah, she didn't steal the cheese. That's one thing. Probably it was, I think it was a good date with his wife. And then like no issues at all with Velma or the babysitter. And just that fact alone was just elevated it, because he's so used to having something go wrong. Either when he's away from home, something's wrong at home. When he's at home, something's wrong with his wife at her job. And there's always something, but that day, there's no distractions. Everything was great. And Alexis I don't know what she did, but Velma enjoyed it. It was great.
Velma loves Alexis. Velma would like to be Alexis's close personal friend. And
Absolutely.
I don't know, does Alexis entertain the 12-year-old, or is it like
Absolutely right. This is how you get the middle school demographic is you start, yeah. Find your market.
all right. Well, you guys are working your way up there. Are you guys sitting anywhere near each other, or do you just happen to be on the tram and you don't even know that the other people are here at this point?
I'm sure Velma has pointed out that, oh, Alexis is here.
Alexis is here.
Probably be nearby. Yeah. Oh, like check in with Velma, see how she's doing in school, even though I'm like 4 years older than her.
I'm gonna be starting high school
Yeah.
next year, so it's going pretty.
Oh.
Just, you know.
Yeah.
All
Working
right.
on that fashion too, I see.
You like it?
This is a great
orange sweater, red pleated
perfect.
skirt.
It's
Yeah.
your color.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, as you are chatting with Velma, you guys start to crest kind of out of these howling woods and up onto the top of Clancy Hill, and you get your first view of the estate itself. And it is absolutely a view. It is, I would say that it's very beautiful. It's maybe not as magnificently large a house as you might have been expecting based on how much money you know that Agnes Clancy must have made in her life. It's 3 stories tall, but it's not terrifically wide or anything. Most of the estate seems to be these sort of sprawling grounds, and this eclectic collection of garden ornaments, let's say. She has a great deal of a topiary. She's got like a Sagittarius centaur with like a bow and arrow. She's got a Chinese dragon topiary. They're beautifully carved, very well maintained. And she's got statues everywhere as well. The home itself is like a kind of 1930s style, even though it was built in the 50s. And kind of standing in front of the front door, there's 2 little Japanese lion dogs guarding on either side. The eastern side of the house, there looks like some kind of like stone ziggurat shape kind of shoved into the corner. And standing proudly kind of to the front of the house is a massive 8-10 foot tall Grecian statue of Athena with her helmet under one arm and a sword of justice and truth and all that kind of thing lofted above her head. It seems like she's had a great deal of art and sculpture and horticultural design shipped in from all over the world and deposited into the front of her home. You know, just from the description before the tour, that there's some kind of like hedge maze in the back garden. It seems that she has taken her vast wealth and decided to collect everything that looks vaguely interesting. And once the shuttle kind of pulls forward into the gravel parkway along the top here, Maggie is going to step out of the front part of the tram and start directing people to step out and to check everyone in to make sure that we have everyone. And you'll see a great many different kinds of people of various backgrounds. There are a couple other teenagers, but Fred, you are not the only adult here. You do see a pair of very wealthy looking middle-aged women with dark hair and high cheekbones and dark furs. We're having a private conversation with each other. There's a man in a very snappy kind of suit, broad-shouldered, salt and pepper hair gelled within an inch of its life, cufflinks absolutely shining, a very neat mustache, who seems to be leaning over and having a private conversation with Maggie as she's marking down people and making sure that she has, thank you, everyone on the list, absolutely. There's another family, husband and wife, and another maybe a 7-year-old son who looks like he absolutely does not want to be here. It looks like an opposite situation to you and Velma. And then there's a sort of probably the loudest person in the group. There's a little round man who's got a much less well-maintained mustache and kind of sticky uppy hair, who is chatting boisterously to anyone who will listen to him in a very, I'm going to say, an unplaceable European accent. He's just having a great time, having lots of questions and things. If anybody has a question about anything, I know that you there as a tour guide, but I can also answer their question. And Maggie's just doing her best to, all right, we're gonna be heading on in if you will follow me. And she will guide you guys up to the front door. She's wearing a little green polo shirt with Clancy Adventures across the front and a lanyard with her name and a little lavalier mic clipped to it. Looks like the lanyard also has keys attached because she will unlock the door and welcome you into the home. Now, I'm talking quite a bit at this point. For mysteries, you gotta establish a lot up front. I thank you for your patience. But the inside of the manor, upon the first sight, is about, I would define it as exactly what you imagine an eclectic old millionaire's house to look like. It's got those beautiful stairs that swoop around on either side and go upstairs, that Phantom of the Opera style massive chandelier hanging down, grandfather clock to the side, and just facing you immediately as you walk in, a massive portrait of the woman herself, Agnes Clancy, who is a very old, very old white-haired woman with curls all bundled on top of her head, very dignified. It's in the style of the old Dutch masters, but in this painting, there's something still couldn't quite capture dignity. There's a little sparkle or mischief or something in her eyes that passes forward as she almost smirks at you as Maggie keeps collecting you backwards. We're going to be heading in for tea. Everybody follow me. Thank you so much. And I think at this time, that little European man is going to kind of, seeing Velma kind of looking wide-eyed around herself, and he's going to go, excuse me, I see your daughter is very interested in all this kind of thing. It's nice to see curious young people.
Yeah, we like to try to encourage creativity and reading and other interests.
Fantastic. I am glad to see it. You are the father to little one, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, pleasure to meet you, Gregor Prilvitskovsky.
Gregor, that's about all. Nice to meet you, Fred.
Lovely to meet you. Fred? Is it Fred? I say it correctly?
Yes, Fred. Fred Jones. Yeah.
Okay. Fred is okay, I think. I don't think I can do all of that.
No, it's fine.
I have a little bit of trivia, if you're interested. The painting that you see there, that is Lucas Zbigniew. Does the name mean anything to you?
No.
Okay, well, he is a very famous Croatian painter and great personal friend of Agnes Clancy. You know, the most interesting things in your house, I will tell you, the most interesting things in this house are things that were given to her by her closest friends. You keep your eyes open, you see all kinds of interesting gifts. So beautiful work. You very much appreciate, I think.
Yeah, it's I'll keep an eye out. It's an interesting place for sure.
Good. I'm glad you appreciate. I think okay, yeah, we have to keep walking. And you are being herded back into what is essentially, this is a deeply British house in the middle of the United States. Agnes was a deeply British woman, and you are being brought into the tea room, which is not quite large enough for 100 people, but they have made an effort about it. They have set up, there's an area where many of you are spilling back kind of into the formal dining room. There's a buffet table that's set up a spread of little cucumber sandwiches and tea and still warm macarons still right out of the oven. That's a spread of bounty of welcome to the home. And Maggie is directing, hello, everyone. Welcome in. Thank you so much. Feel free to help yourself to any refreshments. I have been told that these have been specially prepared by, by the very own personal assistant of Agnes Clancy, who unfortunately we will not be able to meet this evening. He has declined to a public appearance, but he has prepared exactly what would have been presented to Miss Clancy's own very guests. So while I'm getting another head count, I invite you all to make yourself at home. Go ahead and grab a snack. All right, thank you so much. Come on right in here. Essentially, people will start pouring in, helping themselves to snacks, getting themselves started while she's pacing around the room, making sure that everyone is there, marking things off on her clipboard once more. For a moment, the only thing that you have to do is tuck in and do whatever you'd like. Is there anything that you guys would like to do with these sandwiches or with each other?
I think that Sarah Jane has spotted Mr. Jones across the room. And she very deliberately takes a plate and loads it up with a lot of cheese before finding a place to sit. And just sort of glares at him.
I'm getting some filming done. I'm guessing we've gotten up here and there are no bars. So
There's not. It's enough out of the way that you can't get internet or cell signal here. You're still able. Everything else on
That's
your phone
okay.
works.
We can
You'll be
still
able to follow.
record. We'll get some footage and then we'll pile it all together later. But yeah,
Is there-
definitely like the spread, right? Getting some of that. I want a good like selfie with the portrait.
Mhm.
Yeah, any of the other like little oddities that are, I'm sure there's like a suit of armor somewhere, right? Like, oh,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a suit of armor. She seems to collect just the wildest things that she can find. You know, the spread itself is like really beautifully put together. It's a very full British tea experience. You're collecting lots of great footage. Is there
I
anything?
would, and also, sorry, no, I just want to also make sure that I get like some of the more eccentric people, like a little bit, you know, like the two very put together women, and yeah,
They appear to
Yeah.
have somehow gotten their hands on wine, even though it is not being served. They're standing in the corner in their furs, kind of swirling and sniffing their wine, and they notice you taking a picture. Is there anybody in particular that you're looking for other than the dark-haired, dark-furred women?
No, I think it's just like ambiance, right? Like, oh, these are the kinds of people that are at these gatherings, and
Excellent. Is there anything that Clover or Fred are up to right now, or are they just enjoying the spread?
Oh, she's definitely taking photos, but also I think she would try to get a selfie or like talk to Maggie. I think she would try to smooze around.
All right, excellent. Are you going specifically for Maggie first, or just for anyone who's around who looks interesting?
I think she'd go for Maggie first because she met her first, and then she would go for the second person that we were introduced to.
All right, excellent. Maggie is the first person that you meet. She is currently kind of working her way around the room. She's like, and you're, oh, hi. You were Clover, right? Is that right?
Correct. Yes. Yep. That is me. And you're Maggie, right?
Yes, Maggie Garcia. Yes, lovely to meet you. I hope that you're enjoying your stay so far.
I am. I was just curious if I could get a photo with you. I am with the yearbook for our high school, and yeah, I just do a page with like stuff that we do outside of school. So like, I would love like to highlight people in the community who are like providing us with an educational opportunity like this and such.
Yes, that sounds. Of course, this will just go in the yearbook, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe. I don't know. It depends on how good I look.
Okay. It's if it goes in any kind of like syndicated publication, I'll need to speak with my boss. But if it's for private use, that's absolutely fine.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's only like, so many kids at a high school,
Okay. Yeah. No. Absolutely. That sounds great. Should I?
Yeah. If we turn this way, the lighting over there is better. So, and then we can do this. And then she has a little tripod where she is going to affix her little camera. She will put it on like a table and
nice
stand next to you to take a photo with you.
She poses she's got a big, bright 100-watt smile and a lot of discomfort, but she will pose alongside you.
So she will be good. I did have one question. You said that the Clancy, what was her name again? Clancy.
Agnes Clancy,
Agnes.
the owner and the builder of this estate, world famous novelist. I prepared with a lot about her, so if you have any questions whatsoever, you can absolutely come to me.
That is so smart of you. Like, I love how into like history you are. That is so remarkable. But I have a question. Is any other Clancy person here? Like their family? Like, does she have like a daughter or like a dog or like literally anybody that's a Clancy?
Well, my employer is, he's just stepped out for a moment. But Herbert Clancy, her nephew, is here as both a representative of the family and of course the owner of Clancy
Herbert?
Ventures. Herbert, yes.
And how old is Herbert?
I haven't asked, but he's younger than her for sure. I think he was born in probably 45 or something like that.
Okay. So someone old. Okay. I just didn't know if they're young or old. So they're old. I'll look for someone old.
Well, I don't know if he's really well. I have to fill out the rest of this. I got to make sure that everyone's here. Do you have any? Am I?
No, I'm good. I'll look for Herbert.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to just, Gregor. I'm just gonna kind of duck away and keep searching for the rest of her clipboard. All right.
Fred is basically just kind of, he's just keeping an eye on Velma and letting her tell him about, I recognize this, like any little piece that she recognizes as a nod to a story or something like that. I'm sure there's lots that she knows about that he's just kind of nodding along, and like she could be making it up and he wouldn't know. Although I'm sure she knows all about it. But just letting her kind of fangirl out a little bit and just listening and watching.
She's showing you like a series of they look kind of stupid because they're beautifully framed along the wall, posters of like pulpy movies that were adaptations of her mystery novels. She's like, Adam Sandler was nominated for the Grammy for this one. And just passing along, pointing things out to you.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Technically it's rated R, but I could watch it because it is educational. It really depends what you have to say about it.
We'll have to talk to your mom about that.
Okay, I'm just putting it out there.
We'll see how the trip goes.
Okay. Cool. And then Clover, are you looking for Herbert?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm looking for this guy that's in. Yeah.
An old man.
All right. Well,
This old guy, this super old.
super
Older than
old
Fred.
45-year-old. So the only
Wait,
thing you're looking
45
for
years
is a
old or born in
45-year-old man. What is the method that you are using to try to find this man?
She's profiling people by whoever she thinks is in retirement. Like she's just looking. Like she's just not. She's just looking. Like she knows Fred like probably adjacently, so she knows like probably older than him.
Okay.
But also she's not. She doesn't know. She's just looking for old man.
Can you roll me? I think this would probably be a brains check to kind of scope out the situation. I think charm could work if you're just looking like, he looks like a kind of older rich guy. So whichever is more comfortable for you. And I'm gonna say, let me scroll down to what your target number would be. You're gonna want to try to hit. It's pretty difficult with that information to find the right guy first try. This might take you a minute, so I'm gonna say it's going to be 11.
All right, so D12 charm it is.
And I will say, just as an introduction to this system, when it comes to rolling dice, if you are in a situation where you have time to do something and it's not a spur of the moment decision, you can choose to, instead of rolling the dice, just take half and be like, okay, I've got a D12 in this, I'm going to go for a 6 instead of rolling for it. If it's a split-second decision in a moment of panic, then you don't have that option. The other thing to keep in mind is that if you happen to fail on a roll, you do get a, oh my goodness, an adversity token, which you can then use later to add +1 to a roll.
Yeah. Roll one dice. One die.
Yeah, you roll 1 D12 if you have a D12 in charge.
All right. Rolling a D12. Let's see if I get an 11.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely got a 2, so that's an adversity token. That's good.
You definitely get your adversity token. There are an assortment of middle-aged men in this room. Some of them are very wealthy looking and absolutely don't want to speak to you. And some of them, one of the men who's there with his 7-year-old son is like, what? No, what? What? No, what? And doesn't know what you're asking him. I do think at a certain point, after you figured out that the 5 or so men in this room that you tried to go, hey, are you such and so? Are you Herbert? To have all been no, and what are you talking about? You start moving your way around the room and you come to, there's an opening on one side of this room that goes to the formal dining room. And then of course there's the drawing room where you came from, or that front hall. And then there's one door along the back that you can assume might lead to a kitchen or something like that. And you're just heading to that side of the room when you hear raised voices of what might very well be middle-aged men on the other side. However, you did roll a 2. And before you can investigate what might be on the other side of the door or decide, I don't want to be involved with that at all, you instead hear a much younger voice. It sounds like the voice of a 23-year-old woman screaming her lungs out from the front hall. Would anyone like to do anything?
We're headed to the front hall. Yeah.
I'm looking around for a second and then looking around for Velma to make sure she doesn't run off.
Velma immediately starts sprinting towards the front. Yeah.
Wait, and I follow her.
Ducks in between. She's 12. She's much faster than you. She's weaving between all these people.
So yeah, I'll try to catch up with.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on her, Mr. Jones, while I'm also videoing as we run. Gonna get all the things.
All right, as you all, is everyone making their way to the front hall?
I think Sarah Jane is probably staying a little further back. She's not. She knows that she's not going to do anything to help. She's writing notes. She's
writing notes, eating.
She's
cheese.
thinking that this could probably fix some discrepancies in her essay if there's something about the mystery screams. So she's making some notes, but just sort of following with the crowd because everyone seems to be going. But
yeah, there are some other people who are hanging back and going, I don't want to be a part of whatever it is that's happening over there. But a great deal of people are kind of crushing and bottlenecking out of this tea room and moving towards the front hall. Those of you, Velma's probably the first one to get there, and then Alexis goes on her heels. There is Maggie Garcia, who just had a conversation with, standing with the doors open in front of her, the front doors, holding her hands over her face and taking a staggering step backwards. She appears to be having a little bit of a panic, and everyone is sort of hanging back. Do any of you do anything, or are you taking a second to see how things unfold?
Clover's at the back near Sarah, probably. Just getting her camera ready, taking photos, and probably also making use of the fact that all the other people left the room.
Most of the guests have now worked their way into the front hall and out of the tea room. They have followed the sound of the screaming.
Okay, so she's definitely going to take some photos because she wants to have some landscape views just in case she needs to edit it, later, because this is very important. And then she'll mosey behind with Sarah.
So you're kind of back at the back of this crush here. Up front, Velma is going to kind of move up and try to move and see whatever it is that Maggie is looking at. And Maggie's going to slam the door and turn around. Mr. Clancy! And from coming out of that door there that you were just at, Clover, there is that man with the broad shoulders and the very neatly gelled hair strides forward, closes the door behind him, moves up to her. A whispered conversation up front. He opens the door slightly. Jesus Christ. All right. If we could ask you to... We're gonna face a slight delay in the tour this evening. Shouldn't take longer than an hour. If you would all stay seated and still, it would be much appreciated. Do not. If everyone could work their way back into the tea room and the dining room, we would appreciate your cooperation. He's got a kind of a thick, heavy voice and seems to be kind of thinking on the spot of what exactly to say. Thank you very much. And as much as he would appreciate people's cooperation, they do not necessarily immediately hand it to them. Voices immediately start being raised. The 7-year-old boy starts complaining. Velma's still trying to kind of get to the front door, and Maggie's trying to bat her away a little bit. The two fancy ladies are like, this is absolutely ridiculous. I paid a great deal of money to be here, and now you are saying that I have to sit in the dining room for an hour doing absolutely shit? What is happening here? And there's a little bit of a hubbub. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to try to set up my phone maybe somewhere on the suit of armor or somewhere else that I could rest it so that I could see what's going on, film what's going on while also complying with going back to doing whatever we're doing in the other room.
Okay, you're gonna leave your phone taking film.
Yeah.
In this group.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget. Excellent. But then you're complying and you're moving back to
I'll move
the
back
tea
into
room.
the tea room.
Very polite of you.
I'll drag Velma with me if I need to.
Yeah, as soon as I get up to Velma, I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Just don't go run off like that.
There was a scream. Something's happening. Everyone's being very suspicious.
Well, they told us to go into the room, so we're gonna go into the other room and we're gonna wait and see what we have to do, okay?
It's probably one of those fancy like murder mystery tea parties.
But then at a murder mystery tea party, shouldn't we get to see the murder?
Maybe they have to prep it. Maybe it wasn't finished yet.
I don't know. Maggie doesn't look like she's having like a good pre-planned time. Maggie is sitting on the ground with her face in between her knees, taking deep breaths.
Yeah, she doesn't. Well, maybe let's get some tea and then we can check back in. I'm gonna like check my smartphone and like make sure everything, or my smartwatch, like make sure it's all linked up correctly.
Are you getting? I don't know how that works. Are you getting the?
I have no idea. I'm making it up.
There is a way to
say that. Yes, that's how it works.
There's a way to set it up. I think where you can get the feed on your watch. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. Is there anything that Clover or Sarah are up to right now, or are you all being very polite and heading back exactly where he tells you to go?
I think Sarah wants to go back, but she sees Maggie sitting on the ground over there, and she is not unfamiliar with panic attacks. And she pulls a paper bag out of her backpack and just goes over to Maggie and says, "Here, breathe into this." Yeah, deep breaths. Not too fast. If you go too fast, you'll pass out. So slow down. Right?
What?
Yeah, just slow breaths. Slow
It's
breaths in
supposed
the
to
bag.
help.
Yes. There you go. See? Better already.
You can see Maggie's making intense eye contact with Herbert, her boss, who kind of stands up beside you and goes, "Miss, if you could.
Yeah. Nope. Follow the rules, yep.
Yep, thank you. Hurts you, back away. Maggie will keep the bag and thank you. And continue trying to take slow, deep breaths into it. Clover, is there anything you'd like to do? Or Sarah, is that all you wanted to do?
That's all for Sarah.
She would have been concerned as well. I think she would have maybe brought her tea, but also seeing that that Sarah has like already taken care of it, she's just gonna take the tea and start drinking it on her own. So just trying to avoid being extra awkward. But would she notice that this man Hubert is the one that did his name been announced? Because that's who she was looking for, and she is interested in this guy.
I don't believe that he announced his name, but Maggie does appear to be taking direction from him, and he is laying down some groundwork. So that is a conclusion that you could come to.
Okay. So I think that she would stand there and maybe try to approach them, even though everyone else has been shooed out. She's not smart enough to read, let alone the room. So like she's totally just gonna go for it.
What part of the instructions weren't clear to you?
Like literally like all of them. Like seriously, like I'm just kidding, kind of. Hi, my name is Clover Channing. Nice to meet you. I'm just curious if do you know Hubert? Does that name ring a bell to you, sir?
My name is Herbert.
Herbert. Okay. Herbert, I think I was looking for you. Hi, nice to meet you. Would you be willing to take a photo with me?
Now?
I mean, I don't know, like if you're like busy right now, everyone else is out, but like this is like a great photo opportunity.
Actually, I would like to ask you to stop taking photographs of anything on the property.
Okay. What about me? Because I'm really good at that.
He like takes a moment and keeps putting his hand to his mouth. for the next 45 minutes until this hand, and he points to the grandfather clock, comes to the 12 and we hit the hour. I'm going to have to ask you to not ask any questions, not take any pictures, and remain seated quietly in the other room. Clancy Adventures is going to do what we can to come to a solution to this experience that we will explain to you on the hour. We appreciate your cooperation.
Okay, thank you. The tea is great. Thank you for your hospitality, and Clancy Adventures for bringing us here, even if there's a delay. I appreciate you, and I will leave. And she will turn around and go to the room.
Herbert turns on his heel and puts his head in his hand and is pacing around, and you can see if you're getting the feed on your smartwatch there. Do you get audio with that or just the video?
Joseph. Oh no, Joseph.
Oh, Joseph is silent.
Sorry, probably just the video.
So I can see a lot of.
Yeah, you can see him. He's got his kind of head in his hand. He's ranting. Maggie at some point gets up and just brings out her phone. It looks like they're having some conversation about not being able to call somebody. They open the door again. They look out for a moment. They slam the door shut again. She's really freaking out. He puts down a word for her, and he tells her to sit down or something of the kind, and he starts moving his way back towards this room for a moment, and then continues further into the room, and he's about to enter the room where you guys are. During this whole kind of argument that they're having, is there anything that you guys want to be doing, or are you waiting patiently, politely, and kindly? I will say that other members of the tour are not necessarily being as polite as you are. There are people who are fully having loud arguments about whether or not they should even stay. People who are trying to get their phones to work. The 7-year-old boy seems extremely irritated, but also like he's trying to fit as many cucumber sandwiches into his mouth at once as he can.
Cucumber salads are delicious, though, so it's a valid hobby.
Yeah, I think I'm just pretty focused on spying on what's happening out there. Velma is probably still somewhere nearby.
I'm just mainly keeping an eye on Velma, making sure she's not getting into trouble.
So if you guys are staying in there, in a moment, Herbert will re-enter the room, adjust his suit. Full Picard, fix the shirt. Ladies, gentlemen, honored guests, we are currently doing our best to contact people in authority, but in the best interests of keeping everyone within a conversation loop, there has been an incident in the front gardens involved with loss of life that we would appreciate your cooperation in staying put and waiting for the arrival of the police. I have been informed that this might take a bit of time due to the storms on the road. I appreciate your cooperation in sitting quietly while we work this out as best we can. Thank you so much. And he looks like he wants to leave it there. People are starting to complain loudly again.
You're saying that there's someone died out there, and you want us just to sit here?
That's an interesting question. There is certainly the possibility of there being someone who is no longer alive, who is outside. However, the proper authorities are in the process of being contacted to deal with the issue, and we appreciate your cooperation in remaining calm during this time.
Did they die of natural causes, or did someone kill them?
It would be complicated for the causes of this manner of death to be natural, but it's within gravity is natural. Well, I will make no further questions at this time. Let's wait for the authorities to make we'll see when the storm ends, and we will forward all your questions to the proper authorities. Thank you so much for your cooperation.
So,
Are there front-facing windows in this room?
In the tea room that you're in, no, there are broad curtains that are drawn over the windows in the front hall, but you could go back out there if you wanted to. He's kind of blocking the doorway for now, but you can totally move around him.
so Sarah Jane knows Lexi tangentially from school, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
think that she's going to come over to you and sit down and say, I think I'm going to need your help. Because this right here, this is like a perfect true crime podcast. And I just wrote this whole essay on them. So I know all about them and what makes them work and what doesn't. And we could make a ton of money off this, except I don't do the whole social media thing, but I know that you do. So I think that we need to team up and
Absolutely.
figure out what happened and make this a podcast, because we are here, we are witnesses, and there are so many people that we could like interview, and this could be
So
amazing.
right now I have my phone. I have my phone in the hallway, just kind of recording what's happening out there.
You're brilliant.
So it's a good starting point.
Yeah, it is.
I think we need to find a window to try and see outside
Okay.
and like see if we can.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So there's the windows in the front, but that's where that guy is, and he probably won't let us through there.
I feel like Velma's probably just suddenly in between you, like nodding along.
Yeah.
Velma kind of shows up between you, like, incredible stuff, everybody. It does appear that this is a murder mystery tea party, and we are already on the case.
We should get Clover in on this too, because Clover probably has like a really good camera lens that could,
yeah.
you know, like.
So yeah,
Can I see? Yeah,
we'll
can we see Clover anyway?
wave you over, Clover.
So this is weird and this is suspicious and I love it. Not for the person who died,
Right, no, but for
like
us?
in general, like it's really cool. Like it's historical. Like we're here for history and history's being made. Like someone died. That's gonna be in the news.
Totally.
We're gonna put it in the news.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
like
We're
that's
the
amazing. Like
It's
like I
us.
said, R.I.P. whoever died. Like that sucks for them. They should have been stronger. I don't know.
I don't know if you
We
can
don't-
be strong enough to resist falling. I don't know where they fell from, but it sounds like
I
they fell.
mean,
He said something about
either
gravity.
they fell or I mean, did you see those statues? What if somebody knocked a statue onto them?
Oh yeah, that's gravity in effect too. Oh wow.
Yeah. But we know for sure they fell.
No, he just said
He
gravity.
just said gravity.
Is it gravity?
Yeah, heavy things fall with gravity. Something could have crushed someone.
Everything falls.
Well, yes, but heavy things have more an effect because of gravity.
It's true.
It brings it down to the ground.
I think we need to get eyes on what's happening out there. Somehow.
I think Fred is currently like arguing with Herbert about trying to like, get let out and get more information. So he's probably like a little distracted, right? Like Fred is distracting Herbert unintentionally. So that
Completely understand your concerns, sir. We are all very concerned.
But if you're saying someone did this, then
there was no indication that someone did. I said that gravity certainly did something.
But then there's so many people here, any one of them, and you're telling us all to stay together with a murderer potentially?
No one is speaking of potential murder. That is a leap of logic that when the authorities arrive, then we can discuss. And he will continue on this argument with you. Yeah.
We can
Is there
get
a
past
specific
them.
point that you want to make to him, or are you trying to change his
No,
mind?
I think he's probably just like upset and just trying to taking it out on this poor man. And then at some point he'll probably remember like, oh wait, his daughter's also here and he hasn't seen her for a minute.
But her babysitters are also here, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So
you have your camera, right?
Yeah, I do have my camera, but I think like maybe I'm just saying like if we're here and they're there, like maybe like if we can go upstairs somehow. Like, we've only been down here. So,
Right.
like, can we get, like, higher? Because then we can go out a window and then we could see everything. Because, like, I don't think the
Yes.
person's running away.
Sarah
But
Jane, Sarah Jane, you know like everything about this, right? Though,
Oh,
do
yeah.
you know like the layout of the house? Are they
Oh,
backstairs
yeah,
somewhere?
absolutely. If you go through the kitchen, there are servant stairs that go upstairs because there are always servant stairs that go upstairs through the kitchen.
There are now. Yeah.
So yeah, we could just like, and she looks around. I think that door is the kitchen, and so yeah, we just go into the kitchen and up the stairs, and then we can go across to the front of the building, and no one's going to see us.
Love it.
Okay. Yeah.
okay. So we can do that. Do we need like a decoy or something like that? Or like, I don't know, like a distraction? Like, are they
I
gonna
think
notice?
there's one happening.
Oh, okay. Like the dead person?
Well, that's one.
Well, or Mr.
And
Jones just kind of throwing a
Mr.
little
Jones
fit
is
over
going to
there.
be there for a while.
My dad is a great decoy. Let's leave him here. Let's go.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, and
plus
so she
then-
has her bag and she's like putting her like camera gear and like making sure she has her batteries and stuff, and she has like the satchel. She's like taking the lens out because she's been inside, so she would have to change out her lens for outdoors. So you see this like longer lens coming out that is like obnoxiously long and not for indoors, but it's fine.
Oh, and if Velma comes with us, your dad will freak out about not knowing where you are, and so that makes him even more of a distraction.
Great. This is morally okay, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Great. Let's do it. She's gonna start jogging back towards the kitchen, which is just on the other side of this room there.
At some point, when I do realize she's not there, I do want to. I'll like look around for her. Probably before I freak out, I'll like look for her. Do I see them like leaving the room?
I'm gonna do, I think, let me pull something up here. Are the teens attempting to sneak out of this room, or are they just baldly leaving?
I think Clover would try to do it like sneakily because she already knows, like she's been told to like shut up and stay put and not take photos, even though that hour is up. I also don't think that she, at her age and in 2023, knows how to read a clock that's not digital. So like she's just like, he told me, but like she doesn't know. She's just like, okay, yeah, an hour.
Yeah.
When it hits the 12, whatever that means.
I'm
Hands? What are
going
those?
to have the three of you who are sneaking roll a flight check. So you should have next to flight, it'll tell you what kind of dice you have. And we will see all three of your results on that. And then I'm going to have you roll a brains check, Fred. And you're just trying to beat the lowest roll that they get to see if you notice
Okay.
any of them sneaking out. Because Velma's not doing any better than the worst of them.
I did get an 8.
An 8, okay.
11.
11.
I got a 5.
5. Okay,
Okay.
you're just trying to beat a 5 to see
All
if
right.
you notice.
I get a D12 and I also get a +1 because I'm an adult.
Okay, I'm gonna say because your greatest fear is losing your daughter.
Mhm.
I don't think that you get to take halvesies on this. You have to roll and see what
Okay,
the result is.
all right.
Yeah.
That's a 2 +1.
Oh no.
So, somehow, with your excellent stat and with the not incredible sneaking skills, I think it's the swarm of people. The little boy wants to show you how many cucumbers he could fit into his mouth at once, and he's standing in front of you.
That's great. That's great.
Meanwhile, behind him, over his shoulder, behind the crush of people, opening the door and sneaking into the kitchen are the other three. I'm gonna be bouncing back and forth between you guys, I think, for a while here. But for now, you guys enter into the kitchen. Our teens and Velma. It is pretty much, so you guys know the board game Clue. It's what I always imagine the kitchen from Clue looking like. It's got that black and white checkered floor. It's got beautiful like hardwood countertops that seem really impractical for a kitchen. It's got a butler's pantry. I love a butler's pantry. That's where you store all like your electric mixers and your big devices and things like that. It smells fantastic in here. It smells like slow roasting beef as though something is cooking up. And it's fastidiously clean. The floors are shining. There's not a scrap of anything out anywhere. In fact, the only thing that's out is tea on a little saucer that's actually lifted out of that saucer by a gentleman who is sitting on a stool by the counter. It's a tall, lean, older man. He looks to be in his late 60s or early 70s in a very, again, fastidiously clean, well-pressed button-down shirt and black slats and shining shoes. He's got a very light, almost gray hair that's only on the sides, nothing on top. Full, shining Alfred haircut there. And he lifts an unimpressed eyebrow, turns to you and says, "Can I help you with something?"
He's addressing the three of us going up the stairs, plus our little one.
You have to go through the kitchen in order to get to the stairs behind him. He has just seen you come from the tea room into this room.
We are
I will
just...
tell him.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
The powder room upstairs. The little one needs... We need to go to the powder room.
During a murder investigation.
Murder?
Oh, sorry. Tea?
We were just told there was an accident.
Oh, what he's telling you. That's interesting. All right.
Is that not what happened?
Well, if you need to use the restroom, there is one on this floor if you go through the main door. But if you want to go upstairs, the stairs just behind me to lead you up to the study.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, if he's not going to stop us.
Have at it.
Oh, your name? Just for my notes.
Wilfred Vernon.
Wilfred Vernon. Okay, great.
What are your notes for?
My next essay.
You're the essay winner.
Yeah, I am. Did you read it? It was good.
It's long.
I cut it in half.
Goodness gracious. Well, have an excellent bathroom break, girls.
Thank you. Enjoy your tea.
Thank you. He'll wave you off and he seems relatively unfazed by everything that's happening and puts down his tea and continues in there. You guys heading upstairs right away?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to jump back to Fred for a moment. Your daughter's gone.
Yeah, I'm going to ask every authority figure that I can find if they've seen her.
Uh-huh.
Starting with
Currently-
Herbert and then going like Mag, whoever else I can see. Yeah.
Maggie is out in the front room still. She looks like she's actually about to head out. She's putting on her little jacket. She's got her lanyard around her neck. She's straightening out her hair. Herbert doesn't have anything that he can help you with. If you could stay put as previously asked, that would be fantastic. You're not getting a lot out of him unless there's something specific you want to ask.
No, yeah, he's useless to me. Like everyone.
Well, you find Maggie kind of putting her things on and getting ready to go.
Hi, excuse me. Hi. I can't seem to find my daughter. Have you seen her?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
What does that mean?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen her. It's just... Oh my god.
Are you leaving?
Oh, well, I'd love to. Personally, I'm gonna talk to the shuttle driver and see if we can just get things turned around because I don't think things are gonna be continuing this evening in the way that they were planned.
What? Just between you and me, what happened?
She's gonna look over at where her boss is standing in the other room. Unforeseen circumstances, and we appreciate your cooperation in this time of unforeseen circumstances.
But you haven't seen a 12-year-old girl running around.
Could you roll me a charm check? It won't be terribly difficult.
I've got a D8, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it at a 6.
Okay,
Most likely, yeah.
It's a 1.
Oh, dude, your adversity tokens are stacking though.
So that's 2 adversity, one from each fail, right?
Yes, so you get
All right,
one.
cool.
Per
Now I have
fail. You
2.
can apply as many as you want. So if you later need to add +2
Right.
to something, you can spend them in that way. Yeah.
Right.
No, but I've been a little. This distracted. I was talking to a lot of teens earlier. I mean, I saw earlier that she was hanging out with some of these teenager girls who were there with their cameras. They seem nice. You can talk to them about it, I guess. But I don't. I have to. I really gotta. I gotta go. I'm sorry.
Okay, I mean, with that information, I will go back into the main room to see if anyone has seen 3 teenagers and a little girl, because that's a little bit easier to place.
Yeah.
If someone saw 4 people leaving together versus one small child.
Yeah, you also know it seems like based on what you've heard so far, they're definitely not in the tea room anymore. It doesn't
Yeah.
seem like they went through the front hall. Go ahead and roll me. If you're talking about either a charm or a brains check, if it's only going to be a target number of 6 to kind of
Okay,
figure
I'll
out
I'll have my brains check.
You're going to have your brains, yeah, because
yeah.
now you're yeah. So you talk to some people, you get things organized. You know, some people definitely did not witness her going through the front hall. She's definitely not in the tea room or in the dining hall. There's really only one place that she could be at this point.
Okay, so I will, by process of elimination, I'll head that direction.
Yeah, you know, and it'll slam open into the kitchen, and I will head back to you in a moment. You are on your way to catching up with everybody. Currently, our teenagers and Velma are heading upstairs. You were drawn, they're kind of narrow little creaking wooden stairs, serpent stairs that seem to head up to the side of the building and then around, and then bring you out into the study on the 2nd floor. Let me scroll to where the study is on my floor 2 notes. I think it would probably be deposited on the eastern edge of this room. It's kind of like one large room. In the center, there's a desk set before a large window that looks out over the back gardens and the hedge maze, in front of which is a desk littered with paper, a waste paper basket that's tons of crumpled up paper inside of it, and then a massive, beautiful collection of books that appear to be in sets with all the matching bindings and really lovely. There's a lot of history books, some pulp fiction and mysteries, of course. You're kind of deposited out into this space. That's kind of your first impression. Is there anything you're specifically investigating, or are you just looking for where do we get a window looking out front?
I think that Sarah Jane saw the wastebasket full of crumpled up papers and is making a beeline for that.
All right. All right. Well, if you are investigating in that area, why don't you give me a brains check or give me an argument for why it could be something else?
Oh, no, brains is great.
Brains is great. All right. I'm going to say that your target number, you'll get some stuff automatically, but if you give me a target number of 10, you'll notice a few other things.
I want to take my time and take half and get 10.
All right. So you're slowly meandering through, checking things, looking carefully. Well, first, in the waste paper basket that's next to what must be Agnes Clancy's desk, you see that it's stuffed with crumpled and discarded paper. But when you reach in and you take one of these pieces of paper out, if you'd like to, it is completely blank.
Oh.
However, on the desk itself, there are some papers that have been written out. One just says in beautiful ink handwriting, trash and garbage, and then a lot of scribbles. And then there appears to be some correspondence and some letters that are also on the desk. Some correspondence between her and some sort of ethnobotanist who's interested in strange and bizarre plant-based tinctures. Looks like research for a book or something like that. It seems that her desk was left exactly as it was when she passed, if she happened to throw away blank paper for whatever reason.
Huh. That's weird. But I'm going to... So I am a modern teen, and I have my phone with me at all times. I'm going to take pictures of these letters because, yeah, I want that for later. I'm not going to take the letters because that would be wrong, but I'm taking pictures of them. And I have studied this woman. Mm-hmm. I want to spread out a couple of those blank crumpled papers and just, like, look to see if I see any, like, indentations on the paper or any hint that there might be a secret message. Like, can I hold it up? I want to hold it up to the light and see if there's anything there. I don't carry matches, but if I carried matches... Does anyone have matches? Like, she might have done that lemon juice trick or one of those other things.
Can
with the
I
invisible ink.
roll a prepared to see if I have matches?
Ooh, what is prepared? Is that an ability
So
The
it
strength, I think.
is. It's.
that you have?
It's. I get. I don't have any tokens, so I can't do it. If I had adversity tokens, I could. Never
Oh,
mind.
darn, you succeeded too often.
Ah,
So you don't have any matches, unfortunately.
Okay.
But you can hold up that paper to light. Can you roll me another? No, I don't. You're already doing it, so I don't see why I would have you roll a brains check. You are already doing the thing. You can hold it up kind of to there's a desk lamp that you can turn on if you like to, or hold it up against a very dim light from outside. You don't see anything on the paper. In fact, the strangest thing about it, it almost how to describe this. The crumpling pattern looks very much the same on each piece of paper, as though someone studiously took like almost a stack of printer paper and went crumple, put it in, crumple another one, put it in.
Ugh.
It's not just, oh, I threw this away. It seems very methodical.
Well, this feels staged. Ugh. Okay, well. I don't know how I feel about this. Okay, well, I guess I'll move on.
Yeah, is there anything else you guys want to investigate in here, or are you looking for anything in particular, or moving into the next room?
And we're in the study.
You're in the study and the library, which appear to be the largest rooms of the second floor.
The library is not her place.
The library is not her place.
She doesn't even go here. Like she's like,
I'll make notes of like, oh, that would be an interesting like video edition at some point. But I think, yeah, figuring out which way we need to go for windows, since that's gonna inform, I think, a lot of like, okay, what are we doing if this is a murder?
Yeah, you can see you're kind of in a closed off room at this point, but if you exit out of the study doors, you think you'll come to a landing where there will be windows. Yeah. So you can duck out there if you like. I'm going to say, though, on your little smartwatch, you've been able to watch Fred Jones kind of sprint around past your phone camera, talk to Maggie, who appears to leave. And Fred Jones comes sprinting back around this other way. You believe that he might be working his way in your direction.
Your dad might catch up with us eventually.
I mean, as long as he's making a big stink now, that's what we need for the solving
He
the
is
mysteries, right?
running around like a chicken.
Okay.
It's like,
Is that
bopping.
bad? Is that bad?
No.
Okay. Cool. Great.
It's good for him. It's good for him to have like a little bit of distance sometimes.
Yeah, like
for him.
like healthy relationships,
Healthy
like, not
boundaries. Yeah.
boundaries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
he
You
Important.
needs
boundaries
those.
with your dad?
I have boundaries, yes.
Okay, cool. I also have
Yeah.
those, clearly.
Yeah.
Whatever those are.
It takes
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah, for sure. And I've been practicing, so I'm doing really cool and good. Downstairs, I'm going to say two things are happening at once. One is happening on your watch, and one is happening with Fred Jones, who I assume is entering the kitchen.
Mhm.
I'm going to say very quickly on your watch that you do, by the time that Fred works his way back into this room, Maggie does not appear to have been able to leave. She comes back inside and kind of starts taking her coat off. And you can check in on that later if you like, but it's not something too arresting. Fred Jones, you going into the kitchen?
Yep, I'm heading to the only other door out of there, and into the kitchen.
You see the exact same sight they did. You see a very British type drinking tea in the middle of a pristinely beautiful kitchen.
Have you seen a
Hello.
12-year-old girl?
I've seen a great number of girls, 4 of them, going to the bathroom.
Great. Which direction?
You go up the stairs. Behind me, the stairs leading up to the
I
study.
run.
They
I
lead
don't
up.
even let him
All
finish
right.
it.
All right. You hear, as you guys are heading to look at the window, you hear the thump, 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 thump of a frantic father coming up behind you.
Oh, crap. He's going to blame me. It's not my fault,
I thought-
right?
This is
Not this time.
No. No, we're going to the restroom. And if we happen to pass by front windows on the way to the restroom,
We should probably move a little faster because
Yeah.
I don't want to get blamed for her seeing a dead body.
yeah.
Okay.
I want to see a dead body.
I know, me too, right?
All right. And then are you guys heading out then to go see if you can find that window?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So Fred Jones entered the library. As you leave the library and you reach the window, there are further stairs that are heading up to the 3rd level. But beside that, there's a little kind of landing where you can look out the window. The curtains are drawn. Are you going to open them?
Like
More
Scooby-Doo
of a
peer
little,
through.
yeah,
film.
the little
Yeah.
peek, the foreheads.
Stack of heads. Velma's on the bottom and everybody stacks up on top of them. You look out and you see, I believe from this angle, you would almost immediately see the statue of Athena. Beautiful, resplendent Grecian statue holding her sword aloft in the air, and impaled upon that sword like a tater upon a kebab is a small, round European man with a very bushy mustache.
Oh no, Gregor!
Not Gregor.
Gregor Prilvitskovsky impaled upon the Grecian sword on clear display from any window in the house.
How tall is the statue?
She's about 8 feet tall, and then there's about
Okay.
another 10 feet. So it's pretty close to being, it's a little below your eye level at this
Right.
point.
Right there.
Oh,
That's
That
probably a
guy
murder.
yeah,
That guy totally died.
he's very dead. Oh,
Oh.
it's like a grape
Is
on
there-
a stick.
Yeah. If we look above, like, is there a balcony above us? Is there like
There doesn't look to be a balcony above you. You did get the view when you were coming up that this is the kind of house, see those, I think they're mission style houses where you've got sets of windows going all the way down. So
Mhm.
the window that you're at now, there is another set of windows above you, and there should be one that's kind of directly a viewpoint there above.
okay.
I'm assuming this one I can catch up to them.
Yeah, you arrive behind them at the point that, like a grape on a stick, is heard. Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna just immediately grab her and just like get her away from the window.
Dad.
Okay, that was at some point later. We'll talk about what.
Have
We're
you
seeing-
ever seen a dead body before?
No,
Would you like to?
Okay.
Did you
I
see
saw,
it? Because
I
I,
just
only
saw-
saw it a little bit, and I was like the lowest on the.
Yeah, I just saw it. It's kind of hard to miss, but just.
Do you think that this is part of the murder mystery experience tea party?
Oh,
This is not well, it's an experience, it's just not that kind.
I think the man is dead.
Oh. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we will. Sorry, what were you guys doing? Just trying to find.
We're starting a podcast, a true crime podcast, because, I mean, we're the first ones here. Oh, can I interview you? And she holds out her phone. She's got the voice recorder going.
Like, oh my god, and just pushes it away.
Of course.
Okay, if there is someone here that is murdering them, we should probably try to figure out if they're still here,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And
So I think
I feel like we should probably split up and look for clues.
I will go outside.
Wait, how are you going to get out there without being seen?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, the guy in the kitchen didn't really care that much. We
Oh,
can
that's
probably
true.
go out the back door. There's probably a back door.
Yeah.
Is there a back door, Sarah Jane?
There's a back door that leads.
Oh,
from
yeah.
the kitchen.
There's absolutely a back door. And if I'm remembering the plans correctly, if we go up to the 3rd floor, there should be a window, like above where we are now, which would probably be the right place for him to exit,
Mhm.
be defenestrated.
Defenestrate.
What
I
does
love
that
that word.
mean? You said defenestrate?
Yeah,
Defenestrate?
it actually just means go out a window. But it
Are
sounds
there
way cooler.
stairs?
Wait, what?
To go up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Are there
another set of stairs that leads to the 3rd floor. You're on the 2nd floor right now.
We should
But
go
if we
see
go
the
out to
window's
the
open.
balcony, how are we going to get out off of the balcony?
Well, I don't know.
Defenestrate ourselves?
Well,
On the
no,
balcony?
we probably
That
should.
seems like a really bad idea.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of people go up to check out the window up there and see
Yeah.
if it's weird, and then a couple of us can go outside and try and check some things out outside.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, like I'm trying to think of what would be the least dangerous, and then go that way to bring the child.
I think
with me.
I should go up to the window and see how easy it is to defenestrate yourself.
Okay, we're
up.
gonna go downside. We're gonna go downstairs.
Sarah Jane, I'll go with you.
Okay, yeah, let's go upstairs.
Because Clover, I know you wanted to go outside.
Mm-hmm.
So Clover, Fred, and Velma are gonna go back down and through the kitchen back door.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sarah Jane and Alexis are gonna go upstairs to see if they could get at that window.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. I'm gonna start with you guys going upstairs. It's pretty neat. You just have one more flight to head up, and then you're brought to a landing, and then there are 2 doors ahead of you. There's one that's kind of a broad, kind of double door, and one that's much smaller that is on the left side. Yes, I think it's the left side. Nobody judge. I'm gonna have to check a couple times to make sure I got it in the right order.
Okay, so small door on the left, big doors to the right.
We could start with the small one and then work our way right.
Yeah.
Go to the left. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Little
let's do it.
door.
All right, the little door is locked.
Oh. I'm gonna dig through my backpack, but I don't think I have. I got a credit card. They do that in movies all the time, where they do.
Let's try it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I want to try to
Oh my
unlock
gosh.
the door.
I
using
should have
credit
my
card.
phone for this. Okay.
Oh, here, take mine.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Video.
This can't go wrong.
Give me, oh my goodness, a flight check?
Okay.
I think it would be. You can give me, if you would like to use a different stat, absolutely let me know and give me the argument
I'd
for
like
that
to
would
charm the door open.
work. Well, I'm going to say no to that one.
Yeah, flight sounds reasonable. So let's see.
Let me figure out the target number before you do that. I'm going to say to you, if you've never used a credit card to pick a lock before, that's not going to be the easiest thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put it at a target number 12.
Okay.
It's possible when I don't know if I've clarified this yet. When you roll a dice, if you hit the largest number on that die, you get to roll again. The dice explode, essentially. So
And you
even
can
if you
add
have a
it
low
together.
stat in something, you could keep exploding.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I would need to roll a 12. And that is a 5. Nope.
All right. You wiggle the credit card in there and you think that you have it for a moment, but you've never done this before. You kind of Damn.
Yeah, that's not working. You don't have
That's
like lockpick or anything, do you? Do you lockpick?
I don't have any lockpicks. I have bobby pins, and I know that they do that in the movies all the time, but I've never done it before, so I don't think
Well,
that's
let's trade, and I'll film, and you try the bobby pins.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll check
All right. Same target number.
bobby pins. Here we go. No, that's a 2.
All right. You managed to get the bobby pin fully stuck within the door. Like it splinters off inside of the lock. Yeah.
Oh,
Whoop.
yeah. Let's try the other door.
Okay. Yeah, let's go the other way.
All right. You make your way down to the large double doors. I'm going to jump downstairs for a second. You guys trundle, Clover and Fred and Velma trundle their way down the servant stairs, creaking down to the small back door. You see for a moment Wilfred go, things going well?
Yep, we're doing great. Found the bathroom. Thank you.
Yeah, they're just having a problem up there. Well, not a problem, but like the one just like, I think the anxiety is getting to her. And so they're just going to be in the bathroom for a little bit longer.
Of course. Go about your merry way.
Thank you.
Right.
And then I'll look for the back door.
Yeah, there's pretty much at the base of the servant stairs, there's like a Dutch door that leads out into the back garden. You can see the top part of it is a window. The curtains are drawn, but if you part it, you can see the hedge maze back there. And you feel like you can work your way around the outside to the front if you would like.
Yeah, head outside and work our way around.
All right, excellent. All right, you come around to the front. You now have an excellent view of the dead body. You're there with the topiary and the hedges and the sculptures and the corpse. Is there something specific that you guys would like to do or investigate?
Definitely trying to keep my 12-year-old daughter away from the corpse.
She's just staring out with eyes like dinner plates.
It's like, all right, let's look and see if maybe he dropped anything. And yeah, like just kind of like checking the scene and looking up to see if I can see like an open window.
Go ahead and give me I think this would also be a brains check to kind of search around and scope out the scene and see if you can find anything interesting. And
Okay.
Clover, are you doing the same thing or do you have different goals out here?
I think that she, where Grit is concerned, she's pretty much like, this isn't her first, like, whatever. She's taken a lot of photos before and she's been around some questionable things, but she's interested to see if anything fell off of him from up in the air, like down on the ground.
Okay. I think that would also be a brains check. You can, of course, give me an argument for a different stat, but I believe that brains is the one for like perception, scoping out your environment, things like that. So I'll take a brain check from both of you. Essentially, the higher you get, the more information that you get. There's some stuff that you'll get just right away, and then there's some stuff that's a little bit harder to find.
I got a 5 total, but I also have a couple adversity tokens if I'm like close to something.
And then Clover, what did you get?
I rolled a d4 and I got a 4.
That means that you get to roll again. So you got a 4 total. You get to explode and keep going.
And you add it together.
Mm-hmm.
1. So 5.
1. Yeah, 5 total. You both got a 5. I think with a 5. Goodness, let me check something really quickly. Sorry.
I also have the ability loyal, which means if I use an adversity token to help someone, I get +2 instead of +1.
If you would like to use an adversity token to help her, she would get a full 7.
Is that you think I'll use one of my adversity tokens to help.
So essentially, when you assist someone else, you can give them one of your adversity tokens. So if you give her 1 adversity token, she will get a +2.
Well, for me, it's +2 because I have the loyal strength, but normally it's +1. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Perfect. I think with a 7, then I'm gonna try to figure out how to explain this. There is 2 things, I think. I think the very first thing is that there is, it was an impaling wound through the torso, and there's a great deal of fluids. Not to get too deep into it, there are fluids that would emerge from this situation, a lot of which is blood, and there is sort of a puddle forming at the basis. It's a very bright, clear red around the base of Athena's statue, kind of dripping down over her face and down onto the grass around her. That would be obviously the first thing that you might notice. That would be the large thing that fell. With a 7 in intelligence, it's a very bright and pure red, which seems a little bit odd. And then I think you might also find a mustache lodged into a nearby bush, as though it had kind of fluttered and fell there.
And Does my lucky give me anything in this circumstance? Because I picked that ahead of time. Does that give anything? Or is that just
Ooh.
for adversity token?
Let me see what lucky is. Let's see. Strength.
You can spend 2 to
Lucky.
re-roll
Oh, you can decide to re-roll if you want to.
with 2
Okay.
adversity tokens.
Okay, no, I don't need to do that right now. So she will pick that up. So she would find it. Fred, have you ever seen one of these? This looks like a little
It is
A
something.
little. It's like a,
big, bushy, magnificent mustache with
Is it like
little
a-
stickiness on the back.
like a fake mustache. Yeah.
It definitely feels like a mustache that has sticky backing on it and is not
Okay.
at all attached to somebody's face.
Yeah. So something is telling me this Gregor person is not who he says he was. Which
But
means
who's not a person that they said they were?
the man that died is Gregor is something. Some
Brylvitskovsky.
But okay, so you thought it came from him, but I thought it came from the guy who pushed him, maybe.
I look at Gregor's face. Does he have a mustache on his face?
He does not currently have a mustache on his face.
Did he have a mustache on his face earlier?
When you spoke to him previously, yes. It was
Okay.
a beautiful walrus style mustache.
Yeah. So this is definitely what before he did have a mustache, and I think it was this mustache.
Okay, deduction. So he had a mustache, past tense, no longer. Now it is here, flopping in
Which
the
means
wind.
he was lying about his identity. Which means maybe someone found out about that and took care of it. But who?
But why? So, what was his name? Ewan McGregor? What's his name?
Gregor.
Gregor. Okay. So he is dead.
Yes.
Okay. And who did we think he was? Or who?
He said he was a fan of hers, and he said he was from somewhere in Europe. Well, he had a European accent, but that was about all he said that I remember. I'll look at Velma. Do you remember anything else?
He knew a lot about her friends and that she had a lot of friends who like did stuff for her, and he was nice, I think. And he said that I was a very smart person, which I think maybe I am. His blood looks weird.
All right, let's go. Let's maybe move on, and I'll maybe try to look and see if there's another. If there's nothing else here, maybe do you think we should maybe go back upstairs?
I don't know. Do we want to look at the topiary? Maybe there's a maze. I don't know. Do you think that the person's still here? Is the trolley still here? I don't know.
The shuttle is still parked out front.
Well, if they're still here, they'd probably be upstairs, wouldn't they? If they pushed in.
Can I like disable the car?
The shuttle?
Like, yeah. Like, I don't want this person to get out.
Okay. So you're gonna approach the shuttle?
Yeah, I'm gonna approach the shuttle. I'll try to like disconnect the battery. Like I saw this in a movie once. So like if they're gonna
When you
be here,
approach the shuttle, you do see that the driver is still in it. But I will get back to you in a moment. You're like, hello, I'm here to disable your battery. I'm gonna jump back upstairs to the big old French doors that you guys
The
are
big
approaching here.
doors.
The big
Yeah.
doors.
Yeah, the double doors. If you
Do you
guys are
wanna-
popping them open?
Do you want to like crack it open looking? Do you
Yeah.
want to just like fling both
Just, like,
open?
slowly.
Yeah, just little like boop.
You slowly crack it open. You don't hear anything. And you're looking inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is clearly a bedroom. It's kind of like the bed that's in the center is kind of the dream of every 7-year-old who wants to be a princess. But a massive canopy bed with a velvet, bright orange and pink velvet and ruffles and blankets all over on top of each other.
Excellent.
It doesn't. There's no sound coming from within. It doesn't, as far as you can tell, it doesn't seem that there's anyone in there right now.
Okay.
The windows.
Yeah. Let's look at these windows. And I think Sarah Jane is going to do the mental math to figure out where the window is relative to where they are now. Does it feel like the right window?
Unfortunately, the windows are on either side of the bed, on the opposite side of the room.
Let's go check out a window.
Yeah. But those are the ones that would match up with the windows.
Yeah, they
we were at
would face
previously.
the front
Great.
of the house.
Okay.
I don't know if my Deanna geometry is making sense, but for the purposes of the narrative,
It works.
yeah.
We like it. Do you want to take one and I'll go to the other?
Yeah, I'll go left, you go
Okay.
right.
Great.
Okay.
All right. As you guys enter into this room, you see there's a beautiful rumpled bed, nightstand on either side with these ornamental lamps on it. There appear to be bottles of some kind of fluid and a used teacup there on the side. The walls are lined with bookcases. They're stuffed with a bizarre assortment of things, old antique books, but also taxidermy and bones. And probably the thing that's most out of place is on one side, there's an enormous flat screen television that doesn't fit in with the eclectic antique aesthetic at all, and a massive collection of DVDs under it.
What channels do you think she watched?
I don't know. Looking at all this stuff, probably the Home Shopping Network.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Are there any interesting DVDs down there?
There does appear to be a one main collection boxed set that she has, and that appears to be the only DVDs that she has.
Okay.
Is it like her own movies, or is it like the full series of Friends?
It appears to be a collection of the entire works of Auguste Revertin, who's a very French director who actually does mostly like Pulp Fiction movies. He did not Pulp Fiction like Tarantino, but like genre movies. He was the one who directed the adaptations of her films, but this is every movie he directed that wasn't that. And the collection is signed with "To my strangest friend, Mad Old Aggie, love, Agustin."
Oh, I'm taking pictures of that too.
Get on.
Yeah, he's most well known. Actually, give me a brains check to know if you're actually familiar with this dude.
That would be another nat 20. So let's explode that. And that is 32.
Yes.
Dang.
So Auguste Revertin is a very French director who's mostly known for his absolutely incredible practical effects. Like, he was mostly known in like the genre horror sphere before he went and did mystery adaptations. And like he was like riding the Oscars for a while on the Detective Dupont, I think it was Dupont films that he adapted from her series. But like, he was originally known for just making incredible like animatronics and special effects makeup and things like that. That's his claim to fame.
I feel like Sarah Jane did a deep dive on his movies in preparation for writing her essay.
Anything else in the room? I mean, there's the stuff that's on the bedside tables, and there's two windows on either side. The curtains aren't drawn on them. You can kind of see out into the garden already. Are you taking a look at what's outside?
I think looking to see if like either of the windows has been cracked open at all recently.
Okay.
Smudges of a man trying to cling to something as he's been thrown from one. I don't know.
You know, the usual.
Go ahead. Oh my gosh, I wish it was something other than brains check. I feel so consistent here. It's a brains check if you're just scoping out and perceiving, unfortunately.
That's a 4.
That's a
for
4.
me.
I mean, it doesn't take a lot to recognize that the windows are fully latched, both of them, from the inside. So it's possible that they were opened and relatched, but you don't see any evidence of a struggle or anything like that.
Yeah, nobody was like fumbling to close it or something.
But if
it doesn't look like it, yeah.
If they're latched, that means that he didn't jump.
That's true. It wasn't just him.
Murder, not suicide.
I will say, though, when you're standing at the window, the statue is unfortunately not directly underneath you. It looks like the window from the locked room is most likely the one with the most direct access.
Still could be something.
Still good.
Can I are there drawers in the nightside stand? Can I see if there's like a key or something in here?
Yeah, you can absolutely
to that other
room. I'm going to say, I'm not going to require a brains check for my dog wants dinner so bad. Just a minute, buddy. He's just howling at my feet. In the nightstand, you could see there's a used teacup There are some strange jars. There's like a small empty vial that looks like it had something dark green in it, and a larger one that looks, it's got like a blood red fluid mixture inside of it with a stopper in it. And then the empty teacup. The drawers don't seem to have a lot other than some crumpled up paper and some old paperbacks of some horror novels. I don't think it's a jump of logic for you to assume that this is Agnes Clancy's bedroom. And this is what Agnes had on her bedside table when she... Nothing has been touched except for the body has been moved out of the room.
Yeah.
That's a little, yeah. I don't know how I feel about being in her dead room. That's weird.
I mean, like, people die all the time, right? In places.
Right.
And I think, like, we have a really weird thing here where we're always like, oh, someone died in that house. But then you go to, like, you know, somewhere old and a lot of people died in those houses. And it's just like a weird thing that we here do.
And it's not like we're like sleeping in the bed where she died, because that would be also really weird.
Yeah.
Also, she's a stranger, so that would also make it kind of, not cool. But still, she died
While
here.
you were having this conversation, a few things happen. The minute hand reaches the 12, and there is a scream from downstairs. A very familiar scream, as though you have heard it earlier this evening. And also, I'm going to check in downstairs with the people trying to disable a tram. As you are heading out to that tram that is parked in the gravel driveway, you see the shuttle driver, who you saw for just a moment. She's not a tour guide, but she's got that middle-aged undercut, with the flop and the little dark earrings. And Lois would, I think she'd waved to you guys earlier or something like that. She seems to have already cleaned out the shuttle and is sitting in the front seat. Orbit her hand over her face. Oh, hi, hello. You guys are supposed to be inside, aren't you?
Yeah, you are too.
I'm supposed to be. I've not moved. I've been with the shuttle the entire time, just to be clear for me. But I'm not. My job is secure.
Oh, is it though? Because like, there's a guy who's dead, like right over here by you.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, yep, I'm aware.
Well, I was told specifically, based on my position by Mr. Herbert Hubert, that we needed to all be inside. So it's cold, it's getting dark, and that guy's dead. And so like, I don't know how safe it is for you out here, but I think like for your health and flu season, you should be inside with us where it is safe.
Would you like to make me a charm check, Clover? As you try to convince this woman to go inside. Let me see. I think it's gonna be. Oh my God, Chester. I don't know if you all can hear him howling his head off. I'm gonna say that's the target number 8, 7. I'm gonna say 7. And while you were rolling that, I'm gonna give this dog some food so that he will leave us alone for a moment. We're gonna go on break in just a second, actually. So never mind. What did you get on your roll?
So I rolled a d12 and got a 12, so I'm gonna roll again.
Ooh!
And I got an 8, so dirty 20, I don't know.
Oh my God. Well, you got a 20, which means you got an enormous success on this.
I'm very concerned for them to go in.
What is the best thing? What would Clover most like this woman to do? What is the ideal that she could do in this moment?
Go inside and be safe, because she wants to make sure that everyone's safe and inside. Also, it's cold. Also, she wants her to leave.
The woman is gonna put her head to head. I was just talking to Maggie, and I sent her inside for the same reason, so that completely makes sense. It's not like we can. You should be working your way inside too. Really, you should be working your way inside too. But it didn't even look real.
What did you see? Did you see someone push him, or did he fall? Or
I just saw. I was cleaning the tram, and I saw. It was ridiculous. It didn't look you see it happen in the movies and it looks like real life. When it actually happens, it looks so fake.
Yeah, but like historically, like I think Athena's a baddie, so like he had no chance, really.
What?
She's she did things, right? Like back in the day, like historically, like she was like in charge of things and like she was like boss babe, right? Like
And before she can finish her sentence from inside the house, the minute hand hits 12, you hear a scream. And Alexis, if you happen to look at your smartwatch when the screaming occurs,
Oh, absolutely, I do.
you can see, I believe this would be in frame for you. Maggie is grabbed and dragged through the grandfather clock and disappears off of your view screen.
I'm just like panic hitting Sarah Jane, like, oh my god, look.
What happened?
Look,
What happened?
look. They took Maggie into the clock.
Oh my god. There are secret passages in this house. This is the best podcast ever.
And on the best podcast ever, I think we're going to take a quick break for my dog and for Maggie and for us all to get a drink of water.
All right. Yes, we will be back in, let me pull up the screen. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. So hang out, guys, and we will see you shortly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Meme of the Month. And I'm going to throw things straight back to our GM, Deanna.
Last we left off, our party was separated. This is always a great plan. It was the idea of Fred Jones, as it always is, to split up and search for clues.
Yeah.
Half of our party went upstairs to try to find the window that they believe, let me see if I get his name right, Gregor Prilvitskovsky was thrown out of. And they have discovered Agnes's bedroom, which has a great deal of interesting things in it, including a full box set signed by the famed practical effects artist and filmmaker Augustine. But they also discovered that window was not the launch point for the body. It seems as though the window that the body fell out of was most likely behind a locked door. Downstairs, the other members of the party, including a 12-year-old, Velma, her father, and Clover, investigated a little bit of the garden. Found out that Gregor appeared to have some sort of false mustache and very bright red blood. And they were just speaking to the tram driver about maybe going inside and not just snooping around and watching everything they were doing outside, when a scream erupted from the front hall. The scream of Maggie as she was grabbed and dragged into the grandfather clock in the front hall, which you watched via the smartwatch that Alexis has on her wrist that is tracking everything coming in the front hall, which is very convenient for this particular mystery. Good job. I believe with a scream erupting and things beginning to take place, I'm going to throw it right back to you guys. What do you do in response?
I'm assuming I'm following Velma as she runs towards the screaming.
Velma's running towards the scream. The tram driver is running towards the scream. They are booking.
Yeah, I'm just as close behind Velma as I can.
Excellent.
Okay.
All right, Clover, are you also following?
I want to disable the battery before we go, so no one can leave.
Perfect. All right, it is storming really badly out here. I think I might have, or it's starting to rain and wind a great deal. You had the dark clouds earlier today. The thing starting to wash things away, so you're kind of being battered a little bit as you're going for this car. Are you very carefully going in and I don't even know, working within the thing, or are you just like breaking it however you can? How would you like to disable this car?
I think that she would have enough, like, she knows how to drive. So I think that she is well versed enough with cars because she is older. She knows how to drive, that she would try to go see, like, if in the tram there's a little button for her to pop it, and just kind of look.
This is going to be a weird stat that I'm asking for, but I think with your background, I'm going to say that this is a grit of 8, maybe, or 7. I'm going to say 7.
She got 15.
Ooh.
So you were extremely successful disabling this car. I do think that I don't know enough about cars, so if you would like to replace this, she essentially finds that car no work button and toggles it, unless you have something else specific you would like her to do.
No, she definitely wants to disable it enough so someone can't use it as a getaway car, but not enough that, like, she couldn't get away if she needed it in the future.
Yeah.
But
it
also,
seems like it'd be something that you'd be able to reset. You'd need to know where to find the button and take a couple of steps. So it would take a minute, but you'd be able to turn it back.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like a what is that? Like a fuel shut-off valve or something?
Sure.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, for sure, man. All right, so you managed to do that while Velma and her dad are sprinting towards the front of the house. What are folks doing upstairs?
So we have options. Do we want to run down, or do we want to try and find these secret passageways?
We're going to find these secret passages.
Great. Okay, that's what I thought too. Is there a wardrobe in here? Because I feel like that's like prime suspect.
There's a walk-in closet.
Yes, great.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You feel your way along the walls. Okay, so this thing is insane. This closet matches with the rest of the house that you have seen so far. Half of it is like what you might expect an eccentric millionaire who's in her 90s to wear. But there's also a full like Las Vegas showgirl outfit. There's an old Star Trek uniform. There appears to be some kind of swamp monster costume tucked against the corner. And then you can see kind of on the floor, there's a half folded, it's not quite, it's more like a Bigfoot costume than a gorilla costume that's tucked up against the wall. Are you guys just feeling up against the wall and sticking fingers everywhere?
Yes, touching everything. All the corners.
I'm going to say that it's a fight, grit, or brains, whatever you'd like to roll, and it's only going to be a 6, since you kind of know what you're looking for.
Oh, I want to take half with the brains. I feel like I'm exploring this.
I'm so sorry. What was the DC?
It's only going to be a 6.
Dang. Okay, I'll roll for it. Just in case.
Fight, grit, or brains.
I'm fighting, but I only got a 4.
Right, you got a 4. You dive along the wall and you are pounding along it. Meanwhile, Sarah Jane, you are entering your mind palace.
Oh yeah.
And you are able to locate, you kind of scan the room and you go, okay, where's the most hidden location? And you see that Bigfoot costume and you pull it away from the floor and you can see very faintly, just because you know exactly what to look for, because this actually happened in book 6 of the Dupont mysteries. There was a very significant turning point where there was a slight seam within the carpet that if you fit your fingers into it, you're able to pop it open and lift up a hatch.
I found it. We're going in.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Just immediately jumping in.
Oh yeah.
Is it dark in there? Do you need a flashlight?
It's dark, but as soon as you pop in there, there's like a slight glow that comes up in the ground as though it's lit for your entrance.
Oh, this is so cool.
In we go.
Perfect. All right, as you guys enter yourself into the hatch, we have a dad and his daughter running up to the front door. Are you just trying to slam into the front hall and see what happens?
I'm just following her. I'm assuming she's going right towards the front room, which is where I will be going.
Somebody's in danger and we have to save them.
So yeah, I'll just follow her and I guess towards just right into the front door.
Yeah, she's gonna slam into the front door. Well, first she's gonna run into it, and then she's gonna step back, and then she's gonna open it and kind of tumble in. And there are still like 90 something other guests at this thing who follow the sound of scream. So you enter into a crush of people who are extremely confused and complaining. The 11-year-old boy has stopped eating cucumber sandwiches. He's going, how many people are going to be murdered? What is the limit on the amount of murders that can happen during a tour? And you kind of have to move your way through the crowd to even see what's going on. Clover, are you coming to join them, or are you trying to do something else at this time?
She would, because she hasn't changed her lens out. I don't think so. She would take a landscape like view of the building and just kind of like not get the body because she is a little tactful. But she would do that, and then she would, as she's walking in, she's going to be on the tram. Before she does it, she will try to use the shelter to switch out her lenses so that she can get back into photographing when she's in there, not waste any time she hustles in.
Perfect. That's a great idea. All right, you get your lenses changed out and you'll be following them in just a moment. Velva's weaving her way through to try to figure out what's going on, but she otherwise doesn't have a particular goal in mind. Is there something that you'd like to try to do, Fred?
If I can catch up with her, I'm gonna ask is there anything in here that is in one of her stories or something that would happen? Is that we don't see anyone it was the same scream, so I'm assuming it's Maggie. We don't see Maggie, so I'm trying to
if you wind your way up to the front of the crowd, what you will find is Maggie's lanyard, her little name tag, and her microphone, and her little set of keys attached. It's kind of out in front of the grandfather clock, and one perfect, clean, horror movie style handprint printed beside it with a little bit of drag.
Let's see. Can I roll to see if I can put together what I think happened? Like a brains or something?
You can roll a brains and then give me a little bit more detail of what you mean. Because
I'm trying to
I solved the mystery with one roll. The answer
no,
is
no, I know. I mean, I'm trying to the hand looks like it's going somewhere. I want to figure out if that was a deke planted, someone made a fake hand and they're actually somewhere else, or if it's genuinely someone got pulled into the clock, which is what the player knows that happened. But I'm trying to
go ahead and give me a brains check. I'm going to say of 6. This is not a super difficult check.
Can I have it?
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah, what's your
have
house?
it. Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it exactly
I have
6?
I have the D12. So
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you kind of pop a squat over the on top of his hand, look to see his handprint next to the lanyard. You look to see, okay, what direction is it going? Is it pulled in a specific way? You discover a couple things that stick out to you right away about the handprint. The first is that it's kind of at an odd angle. It kind of looks a little bit like the kind of art that your daughter would bring home from kindergarten, where it's just like, I made a hand turkey, where it's like someone very carefully went hand onto the floor. And it is that same bright, almost clear red that you saw pooling around at the bottom of Athena's statue earlier today. It doesn't, the performance here looks like it was very carefully placed. I think that's the conclusion that you come to.
So now I'm thinking back at the color of the blood and thinking, is that actually blood? Is the guy actually dead?
You're having these thoughts, and Herbert is stepping into the room. Okay, everybody, we have another incident. If we could all return to the tea room. If everyone had been in the tea room, everything would have been fine. People are absolutely not listening to him at this point. All right, and I think Clover, this is the point where you would probably be coming in after changing your lens, if you would like, if you want to follow in this direction.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because I'm interested in stuff that I don't know, like because I have a fear of abandonment, so like I want to go do things on my own, but also I don't want to, like, they've run off and I'm like, I need photos, but also I'm alone, so I need to get back in there. But also, what's going on in that maze?
Would you like to pursue the maze?
I mean, yes. She'll let someone know. I think she would try to, like, because she can't text anyone. So
when you get up to the door, the cucumber kid goes, "Hi."
Okay, child. So do you know, have you met the guy named Fred in there? Yeah. Yeah. He's the one with the daughter. Do you know him? He's like old, but not like retirement old, but like old, you know? Older than us, do you know? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell him that, and only him, very quick, can you keep a secret?
Yes.
What if I pay you to keep the secret? Would that even be better?
Yeah, I can't keep a secret unless you pay me.
Okay. She'll go into her bag and she will pull out like $2 and like 73 cents and like change. She's just gonna start counting it. Like, this is like almost $3.
$3.
Do you know how many cucumber sandwiches you could buy for like almost $3?
At least 3.
Exactly. I need you to tell Mr. Durst, I don't actually know his last name. Fred. Tell him I'm going to the maze.
Okay. I mean,
okay.
Roll a charm check. The kid totally wants to do it. This is more of a how well does this turn out to you kind of charm check.
Okay.
It's gonna be a TN. This is a TN 10. Just because this is a 7-year-old.
Okay, D12, and I rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10?
Yeah.
All right. So you leave that message with the little boy, and you start working your way back towards the maze. And I will return back to the two of you in just a moment. I love how split up everyone is. This is spectacular. Upstairs. I'm going to show you guys the map that I drew
We're
later.
split level now. Yes.
Yeah. I drew an MS Paint map of this building so that I wouldn't get lost in explaining things. You find yourself in a narrow hallway. It's not like hyper claustrophobic. It's pretty easy to move along, but it's definitely like a single file sort of dark hallway lit from below. The hatch above your head, are you leaving it open?
We don't want anyone following us, right?
Yeah, we don't. You should probably close it.
So yeah, I'll pop it closed.
All right. So you pop it closed. You can see there appears to be, you're kind of at a dead end on one side of you, and the other end moves down. I'm assuming that you're heading down the area that continues, correct?
Yep, 100%.
So as you move down, it's pretty dark in here, so you see before you, it looks like stairs start to go down, but before then there is one hatch above you.
Okay. Oh,
Like a quick check. It's probably
the locked
right?
room. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to go first, or you want me to?
You can see as you approach and you look up at this, it's pretty dim, but you can see written in very neat, clean handwriting, "Please knock."
Do we knock?
Do we knock?
Yeah, let's knock.
I think we knock. Yeah, we'll do a polite little shave and a haircut.
Go ahead and roll me a brains check.
Oh, it's not my best. It's not my worst.
Mm-hmm. Your target number is going to be... it's going to be really simple. It's going to be a 4.
I got a 5.
You got a 5?
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. With a 5, you hear a thunk. Step. But
Coming
no other
toward us or
response.
going away from us?
They're going away from
Okay. I think they walked away.
Yeah, go.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just like pop up.
As you push up on it, it does appear to be locked.
Oh,
You feel like you would be able to. This just feels like
Where's the credit card?
like chain resistance. It almost feels like you could just push up through it. If you wanted to make a fight or a, what is the other one?
Brawn.
Brawn. Yeah, brawn is the most likely one to try to push through it.
I don't want to destroy property, but there's something in that room, right?
yeah, there is. There absolutely is.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll try and punch it up.
All right, go ahead and give me a brawn check of. I'm constantly checking.
Can I argue for a fight?
I think, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You're gonna punch this thing.
Punching
Sure. It's only gonna be a target number, let's see, 7, because you're essentially
Okay.
trying to. This thing isn't locked like a door is locked. It's just got one of those little chain
The
hooks to
chains.
keep it down. Yeah.
That's gonna be a 10. It's not exploding. Just a 10.
All right. So you're able to punch through this door. It takes you a second, in which case you hear the door thunk behind. But you slam through into this room and you pop your head up and you find yourself, I don't want to describe this room as small because it's not a small, it's a perfectly sized bedroom. It's just compared to the kind of ridiculous grandiosity of the rest of the house, it seems pretty normal. It's a very fastidiously clean, neat, tidy, small bedroom. There appears to be a restroom en suite, a cast iron bed where a very carefully ironed bedspread and quilt perfectly rectangular pillows, and a window overlooking the front garden with again very clean ironed curtains that are blowing gently in the wind that passes through. Well, maybe not gently, storm outside, blowing a little aggressively in the wind. Yeah.
Great. Is there anyone in here?
There's currently not anyone in here, not that you can see.
Okay. It's empty, but the window's open.
Oh, the window's open. Is it
The
right
window's
window?
open.
It's
I
gotta be the
think
right
so.
window.
Just like, sorry to intrude. We're just trying to solve a murder, and like pop up.
You pop up. There doesn't appear to be anyone in the room.
Okay.
You
Just
could
in
take a minute to
case.
investigate if you wanted to. But otherwise, there's the curtains blowing from the window. What would you like to take a look at?
Yeah, I think double check. Like, okay, no one's like hiding in the shower curtain or something, and then go investigate.
If you want to investigate anything, that's a brains. Either of you can do it or assist one another.
I would
otherwise
love
just
to
look-
assist you on a break.
Yeah, I want to look around at everything. Check for people, and then check around the window, see if there's any signs of a struggle or signs of a voluntary defenestration.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a target number 7, but the higher you get, the more information you get.
Oh, do I take 10 or do I roll?
Ooh.
So to you.
I'm going to take 10 because my dice hate me.
All right, so it's gonna be a 10, but you also get, if you want to give her any adversity tokens by
Yeah, I have 3. Do you want to bump it up to like a 13?
Ooh. Let's. But what if we need those later?
Yeah. So maybe do we want like one maybe?
Yeah, let's do one. Let's
And then
bump
we
it up
have
to an
two.
11.
Okay. All right. I
So
give you a
that's-
1.
That's 4 points higher than we needed.
That feels good.
All right. So wait, what was your total?
11.
11? Okay. With a total of 11, there's a couple of things that you notice. So let me scroll down so that I'm giving you the correct information. This is very neat, very clean room. There's not a lot of personal effects of any kind within it. You can see there's a little bedside table with a drawer in it. Sorry. Around here. You can see small smudges of bright red spots that are in some places along the floor. They don't look like blood splatter. It more looks like just dripping a little bit that seem to lead out of this room.
Okay.
I think with that 11, when you're looking out the windowsill, you definitely see blood, bright red blood, absolutely no signs of a struggle whatsoever. It looks more like someone was getting red everywhere before they went out the window.
Interesting.
The other thing, because you got so high and you're investigating around the room, I think that it's reasonable that you might have pulled open the drawer in that bedside drawer. And found a small metal lockbox with a combination lock.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I want to think of all of the numbers in her books.
Mm-hmm.
And any like recurring combinations that she used or anything like that and plug them into the combination lock on the lockbox.
Roll me a brains check, and that brains check is going to be a difficult one.
Yeah.
It is going to be a 14.
All right. That's a 17.
17. You recall in the 5th book of the Detective Dupont series, in the dedication for Wilfred, 1960.
Oh, Wilfred was downstairs. Oh, yeah.
Oh, in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1960. I'm entering that in the lockbox.
Oh my God, are we in Wilfred's room?
I don't know.
But he was downstairs, so who else would have been in here?
I don't know.
You enter 1960 into the combination lock, pop it open, and inside are incredibly crumpled paper that seems to be lovingly smoothed out. And as you quickly file through it, it seems to be some sort of manuscript in beautifully handwritten ink, matching the handwriting that you saw on the desk earlier, saying trash and garbage on Agnes's desk, tucked neatly away in this little lockbox.
Oh, I'm taking pictures.
Do you want me to
of all of
video?
it.
I know. I was like, do you want me to video you with it? Like...
Yeah, no, let's get all of this. Yeah. This looks like a manuscript? What? Is this like an unpublished story? Oh my God, this could be worth so much.
Flip through like the first page or two. Does it look like a story?
It looks like a story. It appears to be a Detective Dupont story, and it is not one that you recognize.
Oh, yeah.
Downstairs, Fred Jones. You are kind of having a... I'm going to bring up Mind Palace again. You are having a moment looking at this blood, overhearing these conversations, looking at the lanyard on the ground, that things kind of go still for a moment. And you overhear footsteps upstairs, kind of jogging down, it sounds like from the 3rd to the 2nd floor. And go ahead and roll me a brains check of a target 12.
Ooh, that is my die, so we'll see. That's only a 7.
All right. You hear those footsteps jogging downstairs. and you think that you might hear a voice along with it, but you're not sure, and then the sound cessates. What would you like to do next?
Does the cucumber boy come up?
Oh, yes, he does. The cucumber boy comes up. Are you Fred Durst?
I'm Fred.
I have $3.
Good for you.
There's a girl in the maze.
Okay.
And she told me to tell you that she was going there.
I'm going to look to Velma. Or well, I'm gonna thank the kid and be like, all right, thank you. And like give him very serious, like, yeah, I'll just and then I'll look at Velma like, all right, I think that must be Clover.
Yeah.
I think you should go get to Clover before she goes in the maze.
Yeah. Oh, and then we'll investigate the maze together.
And then because I'm thinking to myself, like, I need to go investigate what's going upstairs, and getting Velma out of the house is safer.
Okay.
Should
I go through the front door or the back door? Should I go through Wilfred or should I go through the front door through Herbert?
Just go at the front, because that's where Clover was. So.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go, yeah. And then I'm gonna go towards the main stairs and try to go up and see what if I can find the source of the footsteps.
All right, you jog up the stairs. On this second landing, you know that there is the study and the library that you passed through. You can see the windows are kind of behind you now at this point that you originally saw the dead body through. You can imagine they might have gone into the study because you're not seeing anybody here and nobody went all the way downstairs.
Yeah, I'll go in the study then.
All right. I'll return to you in a moment. I am going to follow Velma as she jogs around the house and sprints and tries to catch up with Clover. Where's Clover at? Is she working her way into the maze?
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
All right, excellent. Are you just kind of scoping around, getting some photography? What's your goal?
I kind of want to investigate to see if there's anything else out here. Like, did anyone else come out here? Because I know that I saw like the blood, and you said the blood looked weird.
The blood did look weird. It looked so. I think it's pretty general knowledge that blood over time goes from red to like dark brown and starts to like dry up a fair amount. This has remained the same. The blood that you've been seeing around has been staying the same bright, clear red as very fresh blood, which seems weird. It's not enough to go like, oh, foul play, but it's enough to sit with you oddly. As you're making your way to these back gardens, you've been getting quite good rolls. You are seeing the occasional speckle of blood here out in the grass.
Yeah, I think she's gonna kind of investigate because she might not be science minded, but she definitely has been like, you know, kind of not like on the streets, but she's been around, you know, outside other people, so she's played Clue before. She's looking, you know, she's like looking for candlesticks and stuff. Is it the baker? She's like, you know.
Clover, I'm so sorry to do this to you. Could you roll me a brains check?
Yeah. Brains. D4. Let's go.
Yeah.
Grit is also like street smarts. I don't know if that's any.
Oh, is Grit street smarts?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it
let's
is.
go Grit then if you want. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Then your TN was 10, so probably rolling Grit might be a fun time for you.
Okay, so let's do that. Definitely got a 6, so that's sad.
So you don't necessarily have that same moment that Fred had earlier with the handprints, but you do definitely see some depressions within the grass near the maze, and you feel like, yeah, investigating that further might lead you to things. You're in a creepy, weird manor where people are dying and there's a hedge maze. It's a reasonable assumption that the hedge maze might have answers within it.
Yeah, and also like the people who died were inside. Like this guy kind of went outside, but like he was inside to start. So like this obviously the person would probably not want to stay in the house.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, Velma's gonna follow you as you begin, I assume, working your way into the hedge maze.
Oh yeah, she's going full shining.
All right, excellent. Yes, it is exactly the hedge maze from The Shining. It's towering and tall and very easy to lose yourself within. What I'm gonna have you do is I'm going to roll, or sorry, I'm gonna have you roll another grit check to see how long it takes you to work your way around the maze. You're gonna
Okay.
work your way around no matter what. It's just how long it takes you.
Okay. So D12. Oh, I love that for me. I have a +1. So with my D20 +1, I got a total of 2.
Oh,
It's gonna take you a minute. You and Velma are kind of like walking around the maze, taking a look at these, occasionally finding there's a very weird moment that you spend several minutes at where you find another mustache. You're like, weird. Before you keep moving on forward, you're finding little things like that as you move on. Is there anything specifically that you'd like to do with Velma or with the hedge maze while you're kind of working your way around?
She definitely will make it known that she is very nervous about this, not because she is scared, but because there's someone younger than her, and her own parents will pay a neighborhood friend to watch her younger brother, and not her. Like they don't like she's not the one who's put in charge of anything of value. So she's just real nervous
My
because her
dad
dad's
tells
inside.
me that I have a lot of value as a person, so
Yeah, this is what yeah, okay, so we're gonna say
do you think
like
a murderer is
upright.
in here?
I don't know. I know you and I are in here and we didn't murder them. So we're also not pretending to be someone who needs a fake mustache to get into an event. Like it's not that hard if we got in. Like, why do people have to lie about why they got in here?
I guess.
But yeah, we'll find them. If we do, the best I can do
tackle
is
them.
shoot them with my camera. So
Oh.
that's what we got in life.
Okay, great. Let's do it. Yeah. All right, and you work your way slowly through the maze, and you are going to be deep in the maze for a hot second here while I check in with our folks upstairs. So you guys I'm going to go all the way upstairs here. You guys have just found a lockbox of a manuscript.
yeah.
You have found red blood and absolutely no sign of a struggle. You have heard someone leave the room that you just entered. And what would you like to do next?
I want to look at that blood because it's bright red, right?
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be bright red.
Give me a brains check.
18.
18. When you were in Agnes's bedroom,
Mhm.
there were multiple bottles on her
Oh.
bedside.
Yeah, there were.
Mm-hmm. This appears to be at least similar in appearance to whatever was in that bottle.
I want to. This is weird, but I want to like sniff it
Mhm.
because blood has a smell. It's got like that metallic.
Go ahead and give me a grit check.
Oh, great. Is D10. Let's see. That would be 7.
7? Oh,
Yeah.
That's enough. If you rolled low enough, you would have had to lick it to know for sure,
Oh.
but rolled high. It's got a very nice, almost a lingonberry smell to it. It's very sweet and chipper and fruity.
Lexi, this is not blood.
What is it?
Um,
Ketchup?
Jam, maybe?
Oh,
I don't want to like lick it because I don't know exactly what it. But this is not blood.
do we need to go to the kitchen?
I mean, there was jars with this stuff in Agnes' room.
Do we want to go back there? I don't think we have to go back through the secret passage.
Yeah, I
I
was
think we
gonna-
can just
let's just
open
use the
this
door,
door
yeah.
now. Yeah, okay.
All right, you guys head out into that door. Fred Jones, you enter the library at the very moment that somebody else is leaving it. Not through the door that you are entering.
That's good.
You see what appears to be a bookshelf slotting back into place.
Oh boy. Okay.
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna look over at the bookshelf.
All right.
I'm gonna
Take a gander at
see.
it.
I'm gonna see if I can see like an obvious switch, or if I can like find a book that's out of place or something.
Go ahead and give me a go ahead and give me a brains check of a TN8.
Okay, it's doable.
It's definitely doable. You got this.
I have a 6 plus 1 is 7, but I'm gonna use my leftover, so I'm gonna make it an 8.
Your daughter's favorite book in the Dupont Detective series is number 8. And there's this section in the book where he discovers a secret door behind a bookcase, and she's told you about it a whole bunch of times. It's behind the Mount of Monte Cristo. If you pull on the Mount of Monte Cristo, then it'll let you into the room behind the library.
So remembering that, I will find the Count of Monte Cristo. I will pull down on it.
You'll pull down on it. You will watch as the bookcase slides forward and opens into the same passageways that your friends found before. And you can hear, with that good brains check, you can hear a echoing somewhere within that passage.
I'll go in and I'll follow the sound.
Excellent. All right. You are, unfortunately, I would check in with Clover, but you are deep within that maze at this point. You and Velma are still investigating. If there's anything specific you'd like to do, I would love to check in on it, but if you're still moving your way through, I might jump back upstairs.
Just looking through the maze, like I said,
Velma
Roomba
has
style.
put the big mustache on.
Yeah, just Roomba style, bumping into things, kind of taking longer than's necessary.
Excellent. All the way upstairs, what are our two podcasters doing up in Agnes's bedroom?
I think we're comparing the sample to the vial.
All right, you pop off the topper of that vial, you compare, you sniff. This is clearly exactly the same thing.
Okay,
first of all, does she just like drink jam at night?
I mean, she was 93. I don't know what you do when you get that old.
You gotta get your sugar up somehow.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe she like had bread? Are there crumbs in the bed?
Are there
Like
crumbs in the
toast?
bed? There's a teacup. Oh, maybe she used that in her tea instead of honey.
Oh, that would be nice.
Right?
Oh, I wonder, we should try that sometime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, we know then the blood, at least up here, is fake.
I wonder if the body is fake.
It's pretty high, and like nobody's touched it, right?
Yeah, I can't think of a way to touch it without jumping out onto it, and that seems dangerous. So, I'm not that athletic. I don't think I could do that.
I might be able to.
It's really
probably
wet out there,
not worth it. Yeah. Do we want to finish following the passageway then?
Yeah, let's go back.
Okay. And just from the other room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Excellent. You guys can pop back into the passageway. I'm
Oh,
gonna check back in with Fred then. What are you up to? Are you sprinting? Are you checking things out?
I'm going a little bit slower just because I don't want, if there is someone there, I don't want to like scare them away. But I am trying to follow the sounds, knowing that the other two are probably up here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe try to make my way towards them if I can figure out where they are.
Make me a brains check of 7.
Okay. 11 plus 1 is 12.
Okay, so you hear a lot going on within these walls. You can hear everybody downstairs still having an absolute cow. There's still a great deal happening on the main floor of this. Herbert is yelling at some people. Things are going down. But you can also hear just within this passageway, you think that you can hear creaking above you of thump, 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 thump of something entering the passageway. And then you can hear another two pairs of footsteps that seem to be going down from you and away. There are
What is
two
what's
people
going-
each in each location.
Oh boy. That's interesting. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna just roll for it and see which way I go. All right. High, I go upstairs. Low, I go down. Follow the downstairs one. That's a nat 1, so I'm gonna go downstairs.
You're gonna go downstairs.
The
All
lower
right,
of the
you
two.
start
Yeah.
trucking on down. You I'm picking up my map so that I could get nice and lost with you. All right, so you're coming from the study level. You wind your way across for a moment, and then the stairs start leading you downwards. You start getting nearer and nearer the sounds of the hubbub until eventually you come across. I think ahead of you, before you got all the way down there, you would hear a slam, crack. Well, good evening. I assume it's going well. And then you arrive at what seems to be a hatch that opens vertically in front of you. This isn't an overhead one. This is directly in front of you. Are you going to pop out?
I'll wait for a second and listen in, I think.
I really think it's going truly excellently. Come on, Maggie. And then you hear a door slam and people run off into the backyard.
This one, try to open it slowly and see who's in there.
You open the hatch and you are kind of opening up a kitchen cupboard door and looking directly at Wilfred's legs. At the gentleman who directed you to the people using the restroom earlier today,
Okay.
with having his tea in the kitchen.
I will, as soon as he's legs, I kind of close it back and wait until I can maybe sneak out that he won't see me. I'll just wait there for a little while.
Excellent. I'm going to jump outside for a moment. It's been a couple of rounds now. You have, over time, slowly, in the rain, in the dark, with your thin little sweater, and Velma, who's wearing a much thicker sweater, but her hair is definitely doing that thing where it just goes frizzy all sideways because of how rainy it is, and her mustache is long since fallen off. You have found your way to the center of the maze, and you have found an enormous pile of dead bodies. Would you like to approach?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and make me a grit for Streetwise or a brain check of a not terribly high number. I'm going to say 4, honestly.
I rolled an 18 with this for Streetwise or Grit.
Settled around this pile of bodies, it appears that there's great difficulty keeping these stupid mustaches on because one, as you're approaching, just in the wind and smacks you across the cheek before it keeps moving. And you approach this pile of very limp, squishy bodies that all have holes approximately through the center of their torso, but some of them are off to the side. Some of them only got clipped around the neck. It seems like someone was really doing some target practice for quite a while and couldn't always get someone to get impaled right through the torso. And as you examine these bodies closer, you can see some incredible practical effects of a little round European man missing his mustache.
And these are fake bodies?
These
Like
are
mannequins?
very fake bodies. When you roll
Okay.
them over, they're far too light. Like, you would be able to pick one of these up.
She'll turn over to Velma and push it back over. This is curious. It looks like we've been bamboozled.
I don't even know what that means, but for sure.
Yeah. These are duds. So that means that Athena protected us from a dud. But nonetheless, she did her job in the garden. So that blood that was everywhere, I'm guessing, was a little suspicious, but also like really theatrical. And whoever did it was great, except like, why are they trying to keep us here? That's so weird. Like, we should just leave. This is a dud. And so in this process, she will take photos of the pile with her camera, but she is going to also take her phone out. And is she in Wi-Fi range?
Up on top of this hill, no. She's not in Wi-Fi or data range right now.
Was there Wi-Fi with the castle?
No, once you guys got up near Clancy Manor, she really lived off the grid. You would have to go back down into town to be able to do anything like that.
How are they transmitting the video?
I have no idea.
Really good Bluetooth.
I think it's
Bluetooth.
good Bluetooth, I guess. I think we just decided that's how phones work. You don't have data or internet here, but you can connect, I guess, to a Bluetooth device.
I'm just curious if I could airdrop. If people had Bluetooth on, could I airdrop a photo?
You'd have to be in good, like closer range, I think.
But that's what I don't know, because I know I don't have Wi-Fi, but am I in airdrop range?
Who are you trying to be in airdrop range of?
Literally anybody. Like if it popped up, if anyone if there's 100 people in there, she would send it to everyone. She would be like bling, 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 and she would just send it to like everybody.
When you first pull it up, nobody is within range.
Okay.
In the next 3 seconds, someone is entering range.
Okay.
And you begin to hear loud footsteps pounding through the maze.
Okay. So I think that she would, knowing that she's at the center, she would try to like hack, like she would just go through the maze, like to try to leave out. Like she's like gone through the maze, but now she's just gonna walk out. Like she's just gonna
go through the hedge.
Yeah, she's gonna like push and pull her way.
Make me a fight or grit check of fully 10, because these things I've tried to go through these before. They're really hard to get through. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do grit. She's gonna try. I'll ask little Velma. Velma, we might get a little scrappy here. I don't know. Oh, I got a 13.
13. You are bulldozing through these edges. Are you going towards the sound of the footsteps or away from them?
No, I'm going towards the house. I'm going toward, well, I don't know if they're near the house, but she would be going towards.
The footsteps appear to be coming from the house towards you.
Yeah, so I guess she would try to just, but she's in the center?
She is in the center, yeah. She could absolutely circumvent or whatever she wants to do.
I think she would still go, because if that person's like coming from there, he or she or they will still be doing this, but she's going through. So she's like, you know what? Maybe our paths will cross, maybe they won't, but I'm going to keep running. She'll also tell Velma, if someone stops us, you go ahead. Just go to the house, get your dad, and tell them that it's a fake. Do you have a phone, by the way?
Leave you behind if need be. What?
Do you have a phone?
No, my dad says it's full of predators.
It is, but okay, that's
like true.
So I think what she'll do at this point, she will take the memory card out of her camera and give it to her and say, like, in case you have to go, don't get this wet, and give it to someone like later, or me, whatever comes first.
She'll put it in. She doesn't have a bag. She'll hold it in her hand, and she'll clasp it tight. I will guard this with my life.
Okay, it is for the yearbook, and it is very important to me. Mm-hmm. And I will pay you when I get forwarded my like Christmas money or something. I don't know.
Okay. Thanks. I got it. Ooh. And she's gonna start bursting through the hedges along with you. She's a little bit more like going under the hedges than bursting through them bulldozer style like you are, but getting along your pace. All right, I'm gonna jump all the way upstairs. We got 2 people who just hopped down back into the passageways. You can hear, you can hear the echo of, it sounds like 3 footsteps for a minute, and then clop, and then 1, and then there appears to be activity happening within this passageway. What would you guys like to do?
Apparently this is where the real party is.
Yeah. So we listen, we go for the footsteps, right?
Yeah. So I'm guessing they're down the stairs from us. Yeah.
Yes.
Down
you guys, I think at this point, what we're entering into, this system doesn't have ongoing challenges, but what we're gonna do, I'm gonna ask you guys to roll some checks, and I'm gonna do some math, and we're gonna see how quickly you accomplish some things.
Okay.
So right now, you guys are just trying to get a bead on where the fuck these sounds are coming from. What would you like to do to try to follow the sounds, hear the sounds, figure out what is going on?
Well, so far we haven't come across any deviating paths, right? And everything is down from us.
One room and another. Yeah.
Okay.
How do we do this?
Yeah.
I want to listen. And you said there was a dead end on one side, so we have to go the other way.
Yeah, we have to go that way and we have to go down the stairs.
All right.
I will say the classic approach, you can do a brains check to just try to hear what's going on, or a flight check to start sprinting. Or if there's anything else you guys would like to do, I am totally open to it.
If you can point me the right direction, I can run.
All right. So I will do a brains check to see if I can figure out where it is.
Target number 10 brains check.
That's a 17 again.
17.
17.
Beautiful. You are doing incredibly. All right. So you feel like you have a bead. Okay. If you follow down, you think if you at least get down the first step, then you should be able to get down to the next level below, because they sound quite far away. That's where your head's at right now. And you start beaming off in that direction. All right, Alexis, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm as soon as Sarah Jane is like that away, then I'm taking off that away.
All right. You can give me a flight check to sprint, or if there's something else you want to do, I'm absolutely.
Oh, I will take the flight check. That's 11.
All right. Awesome. All right. So just in this first turn, you guys absolutely get down. You are on the second floor, and you will essentially, you feel like it'll only take you like one turn more to get all the way down to floor 1. You guys are just speeding your way from the top of the house to the bottom of the house. Fred Jones, you are stationed behind the feet of Wilfred, who has been sitting drinking his tea for the last hour and appears to have no interest in moving whatsoever.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
If I get the sense that he's not moving, I will go back up towards the other footsteps I heard, thinking that's probably my friend, the other people I was with, the other friends.
Okay.
So I'm head up that way.
All right. Go ahead and make me. You can make me a flight check or a brains check to meet back up with them.
I'll do brains.
Mm-hmm.
That's only a 2.
It's only a 2. That is quite all right. That will absolutely get you guys to what you needed to get. You feel like, by your combined knowledge of you guys hearing that exit there and you hearing them go all the way outside, you believe you know, you're not sure who exactly, that's a discussion to be had amongst you guys, but somebody has gotten out of the house and is sprinting towards the back gardens, where you know the hedge maze, your daughter, and Clover are. What would you like to do about it?
Do we run into each other?
Yeah, at this point, you were kind of. You guys can either thunk into each other or very gingerly find each other.
Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, it's fake. It's fake blood. It's fake blood.
I was gonna say that I heard them.
Sarah Jane found jam.
It's jam, and it actually smells like it's probably pretty good, and she might use it in her
I was gonna
tea.
say there was a handprint by the clock. I don't know what happened, but it looked very staged. There was Alfred and someone else were talking.
Because Maggie got dragged into the clock. I saw it happen.
Yeah, it was on the video.
Whoa. But yeah, there was someone talking with Alfred or Wilfred, the butler guy, about.
I very carefully did not name the butler Alfred, even though that is entirely my mental.
Yeah. That it was going well or something. So it sounds like it's
right.
It's all fake.
Someone ran outside. There's another door. So do we go back in?
Yes, Sarah, Clover, and Velma are outside.
We should probably find them.
Yeah, it's booking it.
Outside.
All right, where are you guys booking it? Where are you going?
If we can get to the bottom of the stairs that I know lead to the gate, the door we went out earlier. Is there a way to get to there?
To the
kitchen door that goes to
the
outside?
Kitchen door with Wilfred? Or are you trying to go
not like the cabinet door. But I guess it's
beyond that.
Yeah, well, like if there's another door to get out that isn't that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so go ahead and roll me. How would you like to? Are you just sprinting as fast as you can? Are you trying to use your mind pals?
I'm probably just sprinting in a direction.
Go ahead and give me a flight check then.
Yeah. That's only a D6, unfortunately. That's a 3.
3? All right, you start kind of stumbling your way in a desperate fashion in that direction. The 2 of you, are you doing anything to assist? What's your plan currently?
I think we're.
Go ahead. I want to mind palace this because I've been studying these plans. So
you've been through these passageways a little bit already, and you feel like you have a good idea of where everybody else went.
That is a 9.
9. Beautiful. All right. And then Alexis, what is your
Yeah, again, if we just point me in a direction, I'm just gonna run for it.
You feel like you have a pretty decent idea of where you're going.
Right.
The last entrance you came to with the door into Wilfred's feet, you feel like there's probably a little bit more beyond that. You can keep going. That would definitely
Okay.
work.
Yeah. I'll run it. That's an 11 again.
11. Beautiful. All right, you guys are working your way downstairs. It's going to be a minute before you get any farther. I'm going to check in on Clover and Velma. You are slamming your way through. Are you focusing on trying to get the airdrop to connect or to keep slamming through those hedges?
I think she's trying to get to she's trying to get closer. That's like her primary goal because she's figured some stuff out. She's like on it.
All right, go ahead and give me another grit check.
Oh, 21.
21. Jeezy Louise. I think at that point with a 21, you're like slamming through these and you see ding ding ding. I don't know with airdrop if you would know whose phones you're connecting to at all.
It gives
Or
you
if
a
it's
list
just-
of names.
Would you see Sarah Jane's iPhone?
Yeah, but it's whatever they name it. So it can be like, teachers. It could be like whatever they've named their iPhone. So
Yeah, you would see Garcia Samsung, and then whatever Sarah Jane and Alexis named their phones. Fred, did you name your phone, or is it
It's probably
iPhone
just-
720
probably-
2013?
It's definitely just iPhone, like iPhone 8 or whatever version he
Yeah.
has. Not
although
named.
I think that's really funny if someone named their iPhone because you can only airdrop iPhone. So if someone named their phones Garcia Samsung, like that's like fantastic. She's still airdropping them.
Alexis would have named her Insta handle, which is Wandering Whispers.
So what are you airdropping to everyone in this moment, Clover?
I would send them the photo because I took it on my phone before I left, and I would send them a photo of the fake bodies. And I think she would have like maybe staged one of the little mustaches next to it, be like, this is a fake.
Just a pile of 3
Yeah.
identical
Mhm.
fake faces with their
Mhm.
mustaches taken off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I don't know if she would have had time to like take a screen cap, edit it, put wording over it, like we've been duped or something, because she would have done that if she could. But
All right. So
We've been
you
bamboozled.
3 all at the same time. So 2 things happen actually. First, Clover, you hear a doo-doo-doo from relatively nearby you within the maze. And you 3 all at the same time get 3 corpse faces on your phone pop up at once. It might take you a moment to recognize what's going on, but you do get it all at the same time. What's your
Oh.
move?
Well, that confirms it.
Yeah, all fake. But why? But also we should get your kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a mystery, right? This is what I was like, oh, it'd be funny if they had like a Tea Party murder mystery, and look what they've done.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of brilliant marketing.
So I don't think Maggie knew about it. We
Yeah,
should
she
find
seemed
Maggie.
kind of not aware. That's kind of mean.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna
Also,
have to
like-
be the main character of our podcast.
Oh my god,
need
we
to
could
interview
interview
her.
her after this.
Yes. Great minds. Yes.
All right, y'all, what's your next move? You've been airdropped the faces.
I think we're still trying to get outside to the maze.
All right, I am open to whatever kinds of checks you'd like to make. Flight to sprint, brains to find things. You can make an argument for fight if you want to punch somebody out along the way. It depends what you'd like to do.
I'm running.
All right, give me a flight check.
That's a 9.
A 9. All right, well, I think if you're popping out, essentially, when you come out, it's a very narrow little space that you come out of this final entrance. It's kind of the base of the servant's staircase that you just pop out, slide out the back door where you're able to pop out and shimmy, and you start sprinting, and you just see as you pass out there, you can see a Maggie's long dark ponytail, and her going as she is kind of dragged along into the maze as you were sprinted behind her.
it's Maggie, and then just keep running. Yeah.
All right, Fred, Sarah Jane, what would you like to do?
I'll stay close behind if I can. Like try to
Alright.
get out as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a flight.
It's not gonna go well. Another 3.
And that's
Okay,
a
you
9.
Are you
At this
also
point, I
sprinting
feel
along,
like-
Sarah Jane?
Yeah.
All right, you guys are sprinting along behind. You're making good time. You're pretty much reaching the maze at this point. You're not seeing anything more. You just know that they have entered the maze. And this is where things start to get complicated. You do hear though, what are you up to now, Clover? Are you still bursting through, or now you got the airdrop through that you're feeling pretty
Oh
confident?
yeah, no, I'm totally bursting through. I am like one track mind. I've already gone through. It took way too long. This is more efficient.
All right,
Sorry,
give me another grit
Gardner.
check then as you're just
Yeah. So another grit check.
Yeah.
12.
Well, you're doing amazingly. I think with a 12, you end up just kind of bursting through the maze directly next to the rest of your party. Not quite Terminator style, but definitely a little bit of a jump scare for everybody else as you burst out in front of them.
Just a little Bruce Banner, just
Yeah.
Hulk smashing my way through it.
Okay, hi.
And she's like, oh my gosh, hi. I was outside in the garden. Where were you all?
Upstairs finding fake blood.
And in a secret passage.
Oh,
Oh, and a
that's
manuscript.
fun.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I found
And
fake blood
then-
too, I think.
And then we
I'm
saw
gonna-
Maggie get pulled through a clock.
Oh, that's
Oh,
weird.
and into
there
the
was
maze
a-
here.
And there was a trap door behind the bookshelf. I'm like looking at Velma, and it was behind the Count of Monte Cristo. That was the key.
Oh, Velma's not here.
Where's Velma?
Oh, she was right behind me. And she'll look to see where she's at. She's like, she was right behind me.
Oh no. Oh
What
no.
I
would you
run
guys
into
like
the
to
maze.
do?
Yeah.
You could make a brains or a flight or whatever other check. You could also make a grit if you want to just keep bulldozing through the maze. There are holes kind of left behind by Clover if that's the route that you
If
like.
that's the direction that, like, if that's where Velma was, it was right, the same way that Clover came, I'll try to go that way, I think.
All right, excellent. Are you trying to power through like
If
she
I
did,
think
or
I,
just
if
sprint
I
through?
think if I'll have to power through, I'll do that. But if I think it's too difficult, I'll use brains to try to find my way.
Yeah, you can absolutely use brains to pick your way
Okay.
through the maze. To sometimes
cool.
take an angle, sometimes go through a hole.
Yeah, that's a 12 plus 1 is 13.
All right, amazing. Okay, so as you are kind of picking your way through this maze here, I got my Excel spreadsheet open, seeing where you guys are on a little chase here. As you're kind of bursting through, picking your way through, you kind of leave your party behind for a moment, and you can hear the very familiar voice of your daughter saying, I think that we've solved the mystery and misdeeds will be brought to public attention. Just a little bit further ahead, nearer to the center of the maze.
I'll keep going.
All right. Everybody else, what are you guys up to?
She's going to go back in because she's like, I told you I shouldn't be put in charge of things. But she has my stuff and she's more concerned about that card.
The memory card.
So, yeah, the memory card. She's like, oh, shucks. So,
All right. Make whatever. It honestly, it could be brawn, grit. I think brawn or grit would be the ones that would make sense to keep pushing through. Yeah.
yeah, I guess grit again because D20. Only a 9 on that one, but
All right. You start pushing your way back through. Are the other two you guys going with her?
I was wondering, do we want to try and find Maggie?
Yeah,
Or do we
I
wanna-
want to find
yeah.
Maggie. They'll find Velma. It's fine.
Yeah, they'll be great. We're gonna find Maggie.
So we're
All
gonna
right, how
need
would you
to,
like to try to do that?
go through the maze and
Mhm.
figure.
We
our
saw
way
them
through.
go in. I'm guessing we probably got like the tail end of them going left or right as they were entering.
Yes, it seemed like. Go ahead and give me a brains or grit check.
Okay. You want both of us to do this?
If you'd like to, yeah. Or one of you can assist the other if you
I'll
want.
assist.
Okay.
I'm happy to assist. Neither of those are strong for me.
Oh, that's a 20 for my brain, so that exploded. So 36.
Yeah.
36. Okay, well, you guys are now at a 91, so I'm going to say that you are succeeding. I am going to say, with your brains moving your way through the maze and the dogged determination of a father who is going to get his daughter, who is having a stupid moment in the center of the maze, and you returning back, Clover, for your memory card that is for the yearbook that this little punk promised that she was going to bring back to the school. I think at a certain point, you all wind your way towards the center of the maze around about at the same time, and you encounter a specific scene. There is a little girl, a little 11-year-old girl whose hair is all frizzy from the rain, who is standing on top of some fake dead bodies and having a frank conversation with a 93-year-old woman who is half out of the costume of a very fat European man who doesn't even have his mustache on anymore. He's also there, and she really would rather not be there, but this is a really great scene that we're seeing. You kind of encounter this moment. The little old lady appears to be having the time of her absolute life, just listening to your daughter absolutely rail on the stupidity of this moment and how unfair it was to so many people involved who this was such a special occasion for. What would you guys like to do?
Oh, I've pulled out my phone and I'm recording this.
Maggie is slowly backing out of the maze, and I think she comes kind of back against one of the hedges at some point. Fred, is there anything that you'd like to do?
I'm just making sure that my daughter is safe.
She seems safe. She seems like
Yeah.
she's having a moment.
Yeah, I'll let her have her moment, and I'll just kind of like make sure that nothing's gonna like get at her. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. You see as this. Oh, is there anything anyone?
I'm good.
This bedraggled with rain, extremely old woman in a melting costume puts her hands on her hips, looks around. I think this was highly satisfying. I think this was rather successful. Did you all consider this a successful time? She seems to be looking out into the bushes as though she's anticipating people being there.
And Clover can see this.
Yes.
So, like, I am very confused, ma'am. What was your name again?
My name is Miss Agnes Clancy. What's yours?
Oh, what did you say? You said Agatha. Did you ask me my name?
My name. It's not Agatha Christie. Very easily confused. What is your name, young woman?
Oh, it is definitely Clover Channing, but I have done a little bit of theater, and it's really weird because like the budget here is a little low for how nice the house is. I'm not gonna lie, but like I thought it was like Shining at first, but it's a little more like it's kind of given like Patricia Quinn vibes, like Rocky Road Picture Show kind of situation right now with like this costume get up. So like I just think that like maybe like I don't know, like I don't know if you could be better, but like I think that like if we're the first, maybe you should like take some incentive of our feedback if there's a survey or something. Like I'd be happy to do that.
I'm extremely open to your constructive criticism, but I will say in my defense, you did think I was dead for a little bit, didn't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you. That's very sweet. And who are you?
Oh, hi. I am Sarah Jane Sparks, and I wrote an essay, actually.
Yeah. Oh, it was lovely. You did so well.
Oh, you read it? Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, it was absolutely lovely. Can I ask, what did you think was happening? Like, what did you think happened before you figured out all of this and things? Did you have an idea?
I mean, I think at first I assumed that someone was murdered, and that's kind of what it was. But by the time we got upstairs, I got suspicious with the guy in the kitchen, Wilfred.
Oh, yeah, Wilfred's a terrible actor. He didn't want to do this in the first place.
Yeah, I could kind of tell.
Yeah, he didn't like the idea of me faking my death in the first place. He said, you can't run from your problems and you can't just restart your career when you get bored, sort of thing. But I think he should really be more supportive of my decisions because it seems to have gone absolutely swimmingly to me. How did you think it went, sir?
Not what I was expecting. I think there were 100 people here looking for a tour and they didn't get one.
No, that's wonderful. I would absolutely not want any of you people to come to my house again, and I hope that I have successfully convinced you all to leave me well enough alone. But I do enjoy hearing your feedback and opinions.
Well, if that was your goal, I think you must have succeeded.
Oh, not at all. I want to come back again.
I know. We had a great time. We got a full tour.
Well, that's a one thing and the other. Have you?
Oh, there's a lock upstairs that you're probably going to need to get replaced.
Yeah, we got a bobby pin stuck in it. Sorry.
Oh, that's Wilfred's.
Oh, okay.
With it
That's kind of what we thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it drab? It's very dreary.
Yeah.
He'll be very sad to find like jam dried on the floor, though. Probably.
Oh, he's going to be so mad about that, I bet.
I feel like you have an opportunity for like escape room, like business, like opportunity here, but it's like an escape house.
That's an idea. Well, quite frankly, I've been having a lot of trouble with my latest manuscript. I threw the whole thing away because I just didn't have any. I was just looking to bring a little bit more life into the piece, and I thought, what could possibly bring more life than the greatest game? You know, seeing how real actual humans respond to real actual murder and how they actually solve the damn thing, you know?
Right. Yeah, I don't know if that is going to work out for you so much, but we're going to have a great time with it. We've got a podcast planned. And, we could interview you. Wouldn't that be great, Lexi?
That would be amazing if you're up for it. Also, I think Wilfred kept your book.
Oh, yeah.
We found it upstairs.
I'm recording now, so I can't really pull it up, but I'll show you later. We took some pictures. I think it looked like the writing in the study, too, so I think...
Oh, that's very sentimental of it, isn't it? Well, I personally don't consider this evening a total loss. First, because I had a great amount of fun. And second, because I do so much appreciate getting some new brains into the writing process. I've never done an interview before, but if I could trade an interview for picking all of your brains about my next book, would that seem to be an equitable solution?
I think so.
Yes.
Excellent. Then we're all in accordance. Now, how am I going to get all these people out of my house?
Fire alarm?
Excellent. All right, let's do it. Should I put on another disguise?
Yes!
Do you have one that's not another rotund?
I've got rather a lot of Prilvitskovsky.
You know, we did find the Bigfoot, and that one's very good.
The Bigfoot is a little bit large for me. Would one of you be willing to Bigfoot and get the people out of the house?
Just look at Mr. Jones.
Come on, do it.
You know how these things usually end is with them you being tied up and getting the mask pulled off you and having threatened the meddling kids.
We could do that if you like, but that seems really...
I think you're on the meddling kid team, though.
Yeah, we won't pull your mask off. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just point at you from a distance.
All right, let's do it.
So, with the great Fred Jones Bigfoot conspiracy ending to the evening to try to get as many people to leave on a tram that will not start, you all have solved the mystery of the not murdered man and the not dead mystery writer. Is there anything you guys would like to do before the dark and stormy night comes to a close?
Recover my phone.
You can absolutely recover your phone. You've got an entire evening.
Yeah, I do. This
So much footage.
foyer.
A full live stream of Herbert Clancy losing his goddamn mind, and also an enormous amount of money because everyone here is asking for a refund.
Does she want a copy of Herbert just losing his shit for 3 hours? Yeah.
I love that. That'd be so sweet. Thank you. Velma has had the time of your life, and you get that very special dad moment at the end of the evening, like once you get home and you're putting her to bed at fully 1 a.m. This was a really good day.
Well, I'm glad.
And she is in middle school now. So you
Mhm.
don't hear it very often. But when you're closing the door when she's going to sleep, you hear it.
Aw.
What was that?
What? I love you.
I love you too, Velma.
Good night.
All right.
She goes to sleep. All right. And then, Clover, what are you doing with that memory card?
Well, she took it back.
Oh, absolutely.
She's definitely going to go back and she's going to, she has her, I don't know, her yearbook or whatever that she has, and she definitely is making this page of like what we do when we're not in school page. And it is, there's a lot of footage of everybody, but most of the photos of her and other people, because these are other people. So, like what we did at school. And so she'll pick the best ones and frame that on there. And she will be mindful not to put the ones on there that spoil the murder mystery for people. And yeah, I think she'll find little clever captions. Not because she's clever, but because she's just like thinks she is,
She spends a lot of time putting those captions together. She's very proud of them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Miss Clancy absolutely appears as possibly your first guest on your podcast and gives the first interview of her extremely long career.
Excellent.
Which gets you off to a good start. She also publishes a novel with a new detective who solves the mystery of the not murdered man. Not done mystery author.
I love it.
I think, unless there's anything else anyone would like to accomplish, I'd like to thank you all for joining me on my very first murder mystery. I appreciate you bearing with me. That was a lot of fun to run. Thank you guys for being so lovely.
Thank you.
It was very silly. It was been great.
Thank you. Thanks for everybody for joining us tonight too. Love you as well.
Yes, thank you everyone who tuned in. We had way more viewers than we normally do, so that's fantastic. Love having you all here. We theoretically are going to be back in December, so stay tuned for that. We'll have more details as we figure out what our meme is going to be and who's going to be playing and who's going to be running. That should come out in the next couple of weeks, the information. And let's just take a moment to do a quick little round the group and promote whatever you want to promote. We're going to go in reverse order this time. And we'll make Deanna start.
Hi, I'm Deanna. You can normally find me on Ink and Lyre. We're currently on winter break from Chromatic Academy, which normally happens on Monday evenings. But we should be coming back, I believe, at the end of January. But keep abreast at our socials, which is at Ink and Lyre on pretty much everything to know when we're coming back with that. Danny and I are both on that show. Otherwise, I believe right now I am not on this show, but on Wednesday nights we are doing Iron Valor, which is when we go through D&D 5e modules and get to spread out and enjoy that. That is currently being run by my good friend Max, and she and her players are running through lots of adventures through the Yawning Portal. Otherwise, check us out at Ink and Lyre, and my own socials are usually at Heloiti, Heloiti, because I made poor choices for usernames when I was in high school. I think that's all I got to yell about. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
All right, and Cheryl, tell us about you.
You don't want to go? I guess you're here all the time.
Yeah.
Again, Cheryl, I randomly pop up sometimes over at Quest and Chaos. I'm not currently on anything, but they are doing a really cute 2-week short shot called Wander Home about some little critters making their way through things. And they also do things on Mondays and Saturday nights normally. Yeah, that's what I've got.
And Rebecca.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much for having me. A lot of fun. I am Bum Clancy everywhere on the internet, unless it's on TikTok, and then you can find me doing like TTRPG content under Mimic for Hire or World of Darkness VPM stuff under Sire for Hire. And that's where you can find me outside of St. Pete by Night, where you might see me streaming or doing After Dark episodes on Saturday nights, or posting the recordings of my coterie game on YouTube. And it's under St. Pete by Night everywhere on the interwebs.
All right. And Joseph.
You can find me on the Redacted Reports. We're currently on a hiatus between seasons right now, but in early December, you can probably look for something maybe.
Ooh.
I don't think I can say much more than that. But that's it's normally weekly on Wednesdays on wherever you get your podcasts. It's a Delta Green Natural Play. It's very fun.
Awesome. And I, of course, am Danny and hang out here on the Majestic Goose. Trying to think of the things that we've got coming up. We have, we're actually taking next week off because of the Thanksgiving holiday and people traveling and not wanting to haul all their travel recording equipment for some reason. I can't imagine why. It's not like I've got a whole desk full of setup or anything like that. It's fine. But we do have streams on Tuesdays and Wednesdays most weeks. And like I said, we are hoping to be back with another meme of the month in December. Theoretically, that's going to be on December 16th. So stay tuned and we will give you all the information as soon as we've got it. I believe that is all. Just checking to see if there is anyone for us to raid. Not that I have available.
From
I have one. You want me to drop it?
Yes, please. We're going to try rating. I'm going to try rating. I have not yet done that from my my screen control panel. So we're going to see how this works.
And try it.
Let's see. There it is. All right. So we are going to go ahead and try to raid. Thank you all. And we will see you hopefully next month. Bye. I hit the raid button.
It's going.
It's
It's
going?
going. We're still live.
We're still live. Okay, well, hi. I don't have a countdown, so
The longest wave.
So we'll be here until we raid. What's everyone's favorite color? When's your birthday?
Purple.
There we go.
There it goes.
all right.
They'll never know.
Okay.
Followers only chat. Okay, let me follow
And
them.
I'm going to go back over here because it's still live on the thing. And